Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the Open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the Land Finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with a machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming in stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With a 17.3-inch diagonal screen and desktop-class graphics, you get maximum performance to be victorious anywhere. With multiple fans and large exhaust vents, heat is transferred away from critical components for dynamic overclocking. Ramp up boot times, game loading, and overall system responsiveness with optional RAID 0 SSD configurability. An RGB LED backlit mechanical keyboard lets you program each individually lit key to create customized key maps that switch seamlessly between games. With 2.5mm travel and in-key rollover, you can take out your competition with more accuracy and precision. Designed for extreme immersion, DTS Headphone X technology comes built in for surround sound experience that puts you right in the middle of the action. With the addition of a VR headset, gamers can step inside a completely immersive world for an elevated gaming experience. Single-panel access to key components makes serviceability and upgrading easy, so you won't be sidelined or held back on your road to supremacy. It has a brushed aluminum finish on an armor-like chassis. A jet fighter-like construction with hidden lift hinges ensures you're always at the ready. And with striking lighting effects and see-through window to components, others will know too. Unleash your fiercest gameplay anywhere with the extreme performance of the new Omen X laptop.
guys out.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers. The professional tier.
Welcome everybody, another day, another edition. Like I keep saying this, I'll repeat it again today. I'm your host Vagish Godslebhan and I welcome you again to another edition of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League. Brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel and presented to you by Norton Gaming and ESL India. This lovely lady, Zara Angela Gonzalez, my co-host and analyst. Please welcome her also. तालियों के साथ स्वागत करें Zara जी का.
How are you doing, Vagish?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Great, great. I'm very excited about today's game.
Yeah, indeed. This is going to be pretty interesting game because it's literally a 7th place versus 11th place battle. And ironically, it just so happens the guy at the 11th place has not yet played so many games.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about Mehtab here. Me and Gautam Virkoholic were also discussing this. The guy still has some amount of room there, some amount of leg space there to make a recovery.
He's got about 9 games. He's got about 8, 9 games still.
Yeah, so he has some, like I said, he has some room to make a difference, at least. At least not be relegated. At least not be relegated. That's good enough.
Yeah.
There's always a next time. The battle's not lost as long as you're still in the Masters League.
Yes.
That's the name of the game here. And if you're wondering about... for the newcomers, I'm saying this. If you're wondering about what we're talking about Clash Royale, because every day, 6 to 9, we come to you on our YouTube channel, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, you need to subscribe to. In case if you don't want to miss any further updates coming from the esports world of our country. In fact, you know what? While you're at it, while you're watching us, just do this. Follow my hands action. Like, grab the mouse, move it like this. Click on that button, which is like the bell, and that's how you will get notifications each time we go live. Once when you've done that, let's continue with the game at hand here, Clash Royale. We have 2 very interesting candidates. So let's start off with the first one, Kamil. All right, well, that's Kamil there, Kamil Shadab.
Yes.
That's his nick, right? Kamil Shadab. And he is in the 7th place. He's got 6 points in his kitty, still in a safe place. He's literally 2 ranks above the danger zone, Angie, and that's what makes it interesting because if by any divine intervention Mehtab wins this, he's got 3 points.
Yeah.
He moves up from his position on 11th. And that would be more of a danger to anybody in the safe zone, as we'd like to call it.
As of now, we look at Kamil, he is sitting with a 2-1 scorecard. So he's also played only 3 games. He's also got quite a few games to go. He hasn't yet played against the top sitting leaderboard players, which is Suthik.
I'm totally discounting that. I know how it's going to go sometime. Unless and until he pulls off a miracle.
Yeah.
Buddy, I will do like a roadie salute to you like this.
He also is one of those players who followed this whole mechanics of playing very defensive. He likes to play defensive deck, and his favorite card is the Bandit. So I'm hoping to see whether he goes with the same kind of lineup. He's pretty young. He's just, I think, finished his 12th standard, and he's a kid from Bombay. So let's see Bombay magic happening today, because today it's going against Mehtab, who is from Amritsar. And he hasn't yet won a single game. So he's got to make sure that he does take this victory. Actually, this game for both the players is kind of very important because they need to start bucking up on the leaderboard and getting
At least Kamil has a winner in his kitty. I mean,
Mehtab
needs to buck up.
Yeah, but you know, the surprising thing about Mehtab as a player is he has played this game from the very beginning when it was in beta in 2016. And he's played about 21,000 matches. So this kid, I mean, even though we feel, you know, he's sitting on the lower end of the board, he has got so much experience that I feel that, you know, it's going to get easier for him. Maybe this is one of his strategical plans.
Maybe he's baiting them out. Yeah, maybe he's baited out all the strong opponents and he's waiting for the
that could be it. That
the
could
lower
be it.
run.
Let you guys do your thing first. I will just come.
You never know what these guys are. In fact, I'm pretty sure they lie about their favorite cards to like not get them banned, so that they end up playing the favorite cards.
Yes.
You know what? Let's put a face to that name, Mehtab. All right, well, that's Mehtab for you, ladies and gentlemen. Currently in the 11th position, 0 points, 3 games played, all 3 of them losses. Maybe he can make a turnaround there.
I think he would. He would. I think.
Yeah, I think this time around, I don't know why I'm getting that. You know how you get that vibe?
Yeah.
That okay, this like see goosebumps.
That gut feeling.
Yeah. Instinct. Okay, so that's Mehtab for you guys. In fact, let's quickly take a look at the player stats. Let's bring up the stats here and get to know them a little more further. And like Angie said, Mehtab is literally 1,000 trophies ahead, 1,300 trophies ahead. His favorite card is a Sparky. Bandit's the favorite card for Kamil.
And he's played 21,436 matches. That's the highest played. Like all his other competitors are not even close to that mark.
And he's managed to win 10,768 games out of those 21,000 games. What's really very interesting is Mukul 8-bit Aanchal. If you not even Mukul 8-bit Aanchal, you talk about not just him. You talk about Satikshan Beast Joshi. You talk about 8-bit, and you take Manmohan Singh there. You will see a very weird resemblance to the stats because can we have the stats once again, please? We were just yeah. So if you see the stats. 21,000 games later, 21,000 matches later, he's got 10,000 victories, but he's only managed to get 3,503 crown wins. But there, if you see Mukul 8-bit Aanchal, his total number of games is still lesser than Satikshan Beast's.
But still his 3
and his 3 crown victories are literally going at par with it. Says a lot about the kind of gameplay he has, like very aggressive in his stance there. Mehtab has a greater chance to survive and to reign supreme if he plays defensively, according to me.
What is surprising for me is to see that this player is at 5,300 trophies, and that is really hard to reach. It's not a kid's play to just reach 5,000. I can understand till 4,000, okay, 4,500. But when you move to about 5,000 trophies, you're playing the best amongst the best.
True.
It's the toughest area to be in. And to see that today this player is sitting 11th, that's a little surprising for me.
It's saddening, surprising, but yet it is giving you hope. Talking about Workaholic. We'll be back again soon.
All right, after that small awkward silence, here we are back again into the game of Clash Royale between Kamil and Mehtab. And I do have some bias towards Mehtab actually because he's from the same state as me, Punjab. I hope the stream is working fine because we had to restart it. And we're trying to fix up any small errors that we'll be getting right now. Let's hope that everything's working fine, but I am being told by production we are good and live. Here we go, Mehtab versus Kamil. Kamil is on the bottom blue side against Mehtab, who's in the red, already taking some damage on the tower. The Royal Ghost, not happy with that tower, clearly wants to take it down. And finally that pesky little Dark Goblin able to clear that out. Now here comes Hog Rider. It's nice to see the Magic Archer being placed in this. And I would love to see somehow Kamil putting that Magic Archer in a way where he'll do damage to the units and the tower, I think. And that opportunity is coming right about now. No, tower barely missed. The placement of that P.E.K.K.A. could have been a little bit more favorable for him. However, not able to get that done. It's really nice, you know, you drop a P.E.K.K.A., you drop a unit in the front, and P.E.K.K.A. not only is taking damage from the Magic Archer, because of the way he attacks, there's also damage going back to the tower. So it's really good. The P.E.K.K.A. getting too close to the tower and will get a hit. Yes, he does. On 0 health, this P.E.K.K.A. is able to do so much damage. Good for him. Good P.E.K.K.A. there. Kamil, not in a good shape right now. Has already lost a tower. Has done significant damage to Mehtab's right. But caught off guard there with the P.E.K.K.A. P.E.K.K.A. not only able to clear up the units, was able to push through to his opponent's tower and take it down in one swift attack. And here we go. Here comes the big push. P.E.K.K.A.'s down. I think this is a great opportunity for the Magic Archer because he can do some nice damage. I want to see him play some Magic Archer right now. Now. Maybe. Now. Maybe. Hopefully. Nope. Saving the Magic Archer for better days. And Hog Rider. And this is something that he doesn't have a good answer to right now. The Hog Rider is always able to get 1 or 2 hits in. And I think that's going to be his bane right now. He's lost both his tower and 17 seconds left on the clock. I think this is GG. A Magic Archer, well-placed Magic Archer right here could actually give him a single crown. Not that he's collecting crowns right now because this game is all about winning. However, I'm just giving few suggestions. A Magic Archer here would have been nice also. Game 1 not going in favor of Kamil there. 1-0 in favor of, King of Punjab, Mr. Mehtab Singh, Manmohan Singh Mehtab, a.k.a. Manmohan Mehtab Singh. This is the best of 5, ladies and gentlemen. This is the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP, HyperX, Intel, and organized by Nodwin Gaming and ESL India. So quite an interesting lot of people actually coming together to give you these best Clash Royale games that India has to offer. I've also been updated today. Someone told me that 2 Indian players are going abroad to LA to play in some Clash Royale League, which is great news, by the way. If I can get the 2 names of the players. Mukul and Saif. Wow, so Mukul and Saif, who are playing in the Master Leagues, have actually qualified for an international event. So congratulations, Mukul and Saif. Okay. Mukul and Saif, congratulations to you. And make India proud. You are the best we have to offer out of this country. So here we go. Mehtab really liking that P.E.K.K.A. actually. He's holding on to that P.E.K.K.A. Does not have the zap to stop the iron, stop the laser dragon there. P.E.K.K.A. will not be able to make it to the tower like last game. This is definitely something that he has to avoid like the plague, by the way. This P.E.K.K.A. has been a doom for him in the last game. And Mehtab really loves the P.E.K.K.A. Now, interesting news is that he has an X-bow. So, will we see a surprise X-bow coming right now? He's mostly going to hold on to it for some time. He needs to be able to defend this big push that is coming towards the nice bandit, distracting the Ice Wizard, getting the connect on the tower, bringing it down to 1700 health. But these units are just too tanky for the Ice Wizard. He is going to literally stand there and watch his tower go down to 600 health. A lot of tears coming out of Mehtab. Not happy with this. And trying to make some kind of counter attack there. And I don't think Mehtab will get an opportunity to put down the X-bow anytime soon, because Kamil and his cheap bridge spam deck is going to be a constant reminder of this painful card that he won't get the opportunity to put down. And the laser dragon, the Inferno Dragon, able to hit the tower also. The Ram also connects to the tower, and this is goodbye. Good game for that tower. 1 minute left on the clock. This is double elixir time. So this is the time where we can see an X-bow coming out with the P.E.K.K.A. This is really expensive, yeah. 7 and 6. You know, if I wasn't so bad in math, I would say it's 13. 13 is the number, my friends. Here comes the P.E.K.K.A. put right in the back. Maybe this is the time he's going to use to kind of build up for the Expo. Let's see. He has a big push to stop. And this is what I'm talking about. This is low elixir cards, bridge spam. There's also the minions up in the air. Fireball also comes in. The P.E.K.K.A. is gone. And then still, again, not getting the opportunity to put down the Expo. When is the Expo going to come out? And the moment I said it, it actually comes out. And look at that. Kamil has the right answers. He has plenty of units to tank that Expo. And this is the one thing you don't want. You do not want the Expo to target your tower. And look what Kamil is doing. He's just constantly putting down the units because that's all he needs to do, because 3 seconds left on the clock, and this is good game. 1-1 is the score. Kamil Khan versus Manmohan Singh. Manmohan Singh representing the North State of Punjab, where I'm from, of course. And I love to mention that over and over again. All right, interesting tidbit going on here. So this is 1-1 is the score, is best of 5. If I'm not sure if they saw the standings earlier in the studio. Manmohan was fairly down below, and it was simply the fact that he had not played enough games. So we're really rooting for him to win the next few games so he actually makes it out of the danger zone. The danger zone is the last 4 slots, which is the slot number 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's where you don't want to be. Manmohan has not played all his games. I believe this is his 4th game out of the 11, so he's not even hit halfway mark right now. So best of luck, Manmohan. Represent Punjab. And let's make something happen. Let's go into the next game of this best of 5. Because after we finish this best of 5, we have an amazing game of Counter-Strike coming up. And right off the bat, we see a lot of action. Bandit on the left, the Miner on the right will be taken down by the minion horde. Will we see the Bandit connecting? No, Bandit answer with a Bandit of its own. They'll actually cancel each other's out. And let's see if this Bandit splashes. Yes. Does the dash move, does connect. On the other hand, we saw the Royal Ghost also connecting. Now there's a good invisible Royal Ghost coming in. How close will he get? Not close enough. And Zeus is not happy with his presence. They're like, get out of my house, you ghost. Don't like you around here. Minion Horde dropped. Nice distraction. Princess Tower takes down the Electro Wizard. Bunch of annoying units in and around. The Bandit will connect on the right. There's a Bandit on the left also that needs to be taken care of. Royal Ghost comes into the rescue. We also saw Miner taking away Mehtab's right tower. So a lot of damage done there. The Ghost has also connected. How is this happening? How is this allowed? Guess what? They don't have a lot of ground units to stop all these annoying units. So still a lot of cheap units being thrown left, right, and center. And we've seen just the Miner and the Bandit kind of coming out and doing the majority of the damage. They're really waiting for the double elixir time to drop down the big guns. And what are the big guns? Like, both of them have exactly the same deck. Both of them literally copy-pasted Control-C, Control-V the decks of each other. And this is going to be quite interesting. But right off the bat, we see Kamil in a bit of a lead here, because look at the health of that tower. It's in a fairly good shape. Compared to what Kamil has. Kamil's tower's health is 1200, his opponent is on 800, and the Royal Ghost will connect again. This is bad news. That tower very close to death. Double elixir time is here. Will we see big units being dropped down? Yes, we will. Here comes the P.E.K.K.A. and he's gonna two-shot this Ghost. There is a Miner in the back. Bandit is there for the rescue. Kamil also has a Miner in rotation now. Will he drop the Miner in the back? Yes, he does. That Miner will also distract the P.E.K.K.A. Miner not getting hits on the tower, but that P.E.K.K.A. is getting a lot of damage done, and the tower still survives, taking some chip damage from the poison. 166 health left. Kamil now has to answer this huge push coming in his direction. The Bandit will come out to clear the Miner there, but the Miner is very focused on the tower, by the way, getting his job done. Does Kamil have poison in rotation? But he doesn't care. He puts the Miner down. 9 seconds left on the clock. And Kamil is off with 1 crown lead. There's not enough time here for Mehtab to make Punjab proud, by the way. And this is game over for him. This is not over for him, but this particular round is over for him. 2-1 is the score in favor of Kamil. Manmohan really needs to win 2 games in a row to make up the differential he's looking at. And Kamil sitting in a very favorable spot. He has the lead, needs to win 1 more game to close this series, this best of 5 series between the boy wonder from Punjab and Kamil Khan. I don't know where Kamil is from. Anyone? I think Angela can tell us. We'll find out soon where Kamil is. I think we need some state representation there too. So Kings 11 Punjab is Mehtab and Kamil is, I think he's from Delhi or Mumbai. Yes, and Mumbai cricket team is called Mumbai Indians. So Kings 11 Punjab versus the Mumbai Indians. This is the ESL India Premiership. Two states are fighting it out. But in reality, both the states love each other. This is that love movie from that writer who loves writing about love things. So enough chit chat here. Here comes the big card. We know what the plan is. The plan here is the Expo, and the Expo will not connect with. Wait, yes, he does connect on the tower. Barely will get some damage in because he's timed out. And but this is the answer here. Mehtab needs to connect to the tower with the Expo, and that is how he's going to secure the victory. However, look what Kamil has. He has the Golem, which is literally the most tankiest unit in the game, by the way. So if he drops the Golem down, this could spell doom for Mehtab because the Expo will be very busy targeting the Golem. Golem dropped aggressively in the face of Mehtab, and Mehtab needs to answer this because this is a challenge being put right at his doorstep. And what's Mehtab going to do? Is he going to panic or is he going to answer this? He's holding on to a lot of elixir, not sure what is he thinking, what's on his mind. He is keeping so much elixir. He's bled a lot of elixir actually right now, thinking of his next strategy. But guess what? Now the answer time is here. The Expo is down and there's no unit. Ooh, nice lightning. The Expo has targeted the tower, and we will see now. We will see now how much damage an Expo does. Nice zap coming in. Able to bring the tower down to 1200 health. This is great. This is amazing, by the way. Mehtab held on to his elixir till the very last second, and he put it in use aggressively against his opponent. But now Kamil switching up the strategy. He also has the double prince on top of a golem. How is he affording this? Someone's clearly funding this guy's aggression here. He has really expensive cards, by the way. He has the double prince, he has the golem, he has the lightning. And I'm getting some information here. We are getting to know that Kamil is from Mumbai. He is in 12th standard. He's a fairly young chap and he's doing very well in Clash Royale, by the way. Expo nicely distracted. And this is exactly what I was talking about. The Expo targeting the golem is like a nightmare. Golem takes forever to die, by the way. And the Expo finally able to get get it down low enough for it to take down. The Zap Tower did help him to take that down. So, but this is looking fairly difficult. Ooh, that Ice Spirit dropped too close to the Knight, eventually taking it down. Mehtab will be forced to defensively use that Expo. He has no other option but to use the Expo defensively. And I think it's a little too far for the Golem to kind of go that way. Now, a Zap Tower being thrown down. A Fireball also committed. And another Ice Spirit wasted. That is a lot of wasted Ice Spirits, by the way. And these two guys will now connect to the tower. And this is GG. That's the last thing you want. The last thing you want is the Prince connecting to your tower. And I have to be the bearer of bad news. Manmohan Singh, Kings 11 Punjab has lost this best of 5. Kamil, our 12th standard Mumbai Indians representation from Mumbai, is now winner of this best of 5. So congratulations, Kamil. Nice to see you play really well here. But this is it for now from Clash Royale. We have exciting Counter-Strike match coming up next. We are going to send it back to the studio, get some insights in from Angela and Vagish, and we will go into Counter-Strike after that. So take care, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Gautam Workaholic Virk, and this is the ESL India Premiership. Bye-bye.
Well, I do not know what went wrong with Mehtab there, but that could have been his game.
Gautam seemed very upset about
Gautam is very upset. I can literally see him on the side of the studio sulking and walking away as if like he's seen Infinity Wars and come out from the theater and he's like, life has no meaning anymore. I don't want to exist. Take me away, Thanos. But ladies and gentlemen, this game goes 3-1 in favor of Kamil Shadab here. And Mehtab did put up a fight, but
Yeah,
sadly
I
couldn't
think
go in his favor.
if he had followed the same strategy that he did in the first game, he would have had much different results. I think in the first game, as we saw, we had Kamil decide to go with the Giant, which he banned out for Mehtab. But Mehtab had a different plan of playing the P.E.K.K.A. and the Hog Rider. Now, the Hog Rider in general is a very, very aggressive card, and it kind of is one of the best cards as of now in Clash Royale, because you really are sure that you will at least get 2 hits down on that tower. In the second and third game, we saw both of them playing very similar decks. I mean, the P.E.K.K.A. seemed to be one of the favorite cards, but Mehtab kind of just removed the Hog Rider from his deck, keeping a lot of preference to the P.E.K.K.A. But I mean, the P.E.K.K.A. at the end of the day, it's a good card, undeniable. It costs a lot of elixir. Also, it doesn't really go and hit the tower directly. It kind of hits everything that comes on the way. And that is what the struggle was for Mehtab. He wasn't able to really reach that tower and do a lot of damage unless he had the miner with him. And then Kamil made sure that he understood that within the third game, and he picked up the Golem, which is one of the best cards. As Gautam also mentioned, he's one of the very tanky cards. Even if you put something like an X-Bow in front of him, it's not really going to make that much.
They're very elixir requiring cards, like a lot of elixir requiring cards, like 8 elixir altogether.
Yes.
That's literally your entire bar there, gone.
That's true. That's true. And at the end of the day, I mean, when you count elixir difference between a Hog Rider and a Golem, the Golem definitely does a lot more tankiness. I get that. But a Hog also, if you don't really counter the Hog, he is going to get super tanky on your tower and take it down in one shot. Like a Hog at level 9 or 8 can take down your whole tower. If it's not if it's not countered by a card that you given, same as a Golem. So I would really, if I think Mehtab would have stuck to his basic Hog deck, he would have had a much better performance in this game. I think he just needs to go back and do a little bit of understanding on what his play style is. Once he kind of figures out what exactly he's really good at, because he's played so many games, I think he'll come back much better in the next game.
True. Well, this calls for a short break here. On the other side, we have an interesting game of CSGO lined up. Don't forget that this is the ESL India Premiership, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel, and presented to you by Northern Gaming and ESL India. We'll be right back.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the Open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the LAN finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with the machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming in stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With a 17.3-inch diagonal screen and desktop-class graphics, you get maximum performance to be victorious anywhere. With multiple fans and large exhaust vents, heat is transferred away from critical components for dynamic overclocking. Ramp up boot times, game loading, and overall system responsiveness with optional RAID 0 SSD configurability. An RGB LED backlit mechanical keyboard lets you program each individually lit key to create customized key maps that switch seamlessly between games. With 2.5mm travel and in-key rollover, you can take out your competition with more accuracy and precision. Designed for extreme immersion, DTS Headphone X technology comes built in for surround sound experience that puts you right in the middle of the action. With the addition of a VR headset, gamers can step inside a completely immersive world for an elevated gaming experience. Single panel access to key components makes serviceability and upgrading easy, so you won't be sidelined or held back on your road to supremacy. It has a brushed aluminum finish on an armor-like chassis. A jet fighter-like construction with hidden lift hinges ensures you're always at the ready. And with striking lighting effects and see-through window to components, others will know too. Unleash your fiercest gameplay anywhere with the extreme performance of the new Omen X laptop.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again with the ESL India Premiership 2018 summer season Masters League. We got done with Clash Royale and all of this halabaloo, which has been brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel, and presented by Norton Gaming and ESL India, has now expanded into its second segment for the day. Counter-Strike Global Offensive is the next game, ladies and gentlemen. Two very interesting teams. In fact, one of them, I'm pretty, how would I say, couple of my close friends play for the other team. I'm talking about Malhar there. Anti-Dotenberg is kind of like my muh bola bhai, in a way of speaking. Shout out to you, Anti-Doten. Always shout out to you. So now, ladies and gentlemen, now that we know that Malhar is going to be playing today, let's understand who else is going to be joining us in this game. Invictus. In fact, while we're at it, let's take a look at Team Invictus first. Alrighty then, that's Ribby, Hunter and gang, their team Invictus for you guys. They currently reign supreme in the Masters League, don't they, Angie?
Yes, they actually as of now sit on the top of the leaderboard. They've played 7 games, won 6, lost 1 to Team Brutality. Other than that, yes, they do reign pretty supreme on the board.
Ah, they're top on the charts.
Yeah, they're top on the charts. Of course, they were undefeated till their last game, but after Team Brutality came over, they kind of took their first game of loss. But today they're going up against Team Malhar, who's also taken a loss to Brutality, Entity, and to Easy. They sit 2-3 on the scoreboard, but are looking good. I mean, even though they sit 9th on the board, they're looking pretty strong.
Indeed. In fact, while we're at it, let's really take a look at Team Malhar first, and then let's get on ahead with the discussion. I'm pretty sure Angie, me and our floor manager, Saik, who's also at DOP, we were having a moment here while the intro video was going on. So, Shailesh Dalvi, who plays for Malhar, though I'm on very good terms with the team there, I remember, I think it was the summer season, I think it was summer season LAN finale, which was held in Bombay last year. These folks had come in for their photo shoot. I don't know what came upon me. I was like, oh no, I want like snazzy photos, intro photos for you guys. So I just made Shailesh Dalvi do like, it was like very weird. And the way he did it was like such a weird pose. I think that Shailesh has never forgiven me for that. But again, Team Malhar, ladies and gentlemen, featuring Proud, Poker Rev, Blackhawk, Shabby and Andy Rotenberg. Earlier, this entire outfit belonged to Dare to Dream. Now they are Malhar. And the great thing is that this time around, the boys are not, like, the boys are doing good. The boys are fine.
Themselves.
The team's not hot. The team's not hot. In fact, while we're at it, let's bring out the standings. Let's get to know where each and every team stands. So, like we said, Invictus, top of the table, 6-1 the score line there for them. 18 points secure out of the 7 games played. Malhar is in the 9th position. They're 2 games short. They've won 2. They've lost 3. They've got 6 points. They are trying. They are literally on the cusp of either being relegated or being in the safe zone. Given the fact that they've played 5 games so far, they still have around a good amount of games lined up, which they can win.
You could also make it to the LAN finale. Looking at this score, I mean, they still have quite a lot of opportunities to make it to 12 and 15 points. And if they manage to do that, they could be the 3rd or the 4th team to make it if SRA and Team Brutality or Portal Esports, as a matter of fact, start taking a few losses to themselves.
In fact, yeah, since you mentioned that, I mean, I'm pretty interested to see, the fact is SRA has filled out their major quota of games. I'm very interested to see how IP5 to Easy, PES rally around, because these 3 teams have played 5 matches each. 2 out of those teams have managed to lose 2 games, whereas PES has managed to lose only 1. These teams have a great chance of toppling over the bottom rungs, because if you see Entity Gaming, they've lost 3 games. They've lost 1 game more than these chaps there. They've played 9 games. They've got 6 victories on the kitty. The throne which Entity Gaming, Team Brutality and SRA sit on is in danger if the other three, the 5th, 6th and 6th position, PES2 Easy and IP5, decide to topple them over.
Yeah.
This could be a game changer. We could see something, some sparks flying here. So, I mean, this could be pretty interesting. In fact, let's quickly head over to the map pick and veto and see what's in store for us. What?
Wow, it's going to be trade for the first time, I think, for us. There's no cash, there's no Mirage. Overpass is banned out. Nuke can cash. Wow, trade.
Nuke, Dust 2, Mirage banned out by Malhar. Cash, Overpass, Inferno banned out by Invictus. Leaves us with Train. This is the first ever time.
Yes.
The first time ever we see a Train in the summer season live stream of a CSGO match. This is going to be interesting. If Malhar wins this game against Invictus, this is going down in the history books.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. So, well, in fact, while we're at it, let's give the viewers a little taste of how the map looks like. Let's quickly see what the map is all about.
Train. A classic reborn. Fast access to the middle area. Full smoke executions on either bomb site. This map has everything.
Well, again, after that Sasta David Attenborough version describing the map of Trains, let's quickly head into the game. I believe Aditya AD1 Shah is all ready with his Sobo Aditya AD1 Shah is ready with his Sobo swag. And of course, joining him with his little pinch of masala there is none other than our very own Archishman Fed Pradhan. So get Swifty brothers, let's take it to the game.
Thank you, Vagish and Zara. It is indeed time for Malhar versus Invictus. And we're going to see this game on Train, which is exciting because we've never seen Train played ever before today in the Premiership. We're in like 25 or 26 or almost 30 days of play into this tournament, but this is the first time we see Train, so I'm excited. I'll be your caster, Adi, and I am joined, as usual, by Fet, who has a lovely, sexy voice.
Does he now? Does he? But yeah, Train, I'm really excited to see this. Finally, no Inferno. Thank God. I was getting bored of watching Double Turtle setups on Inferno. And it's Train. It's an exciting map. It's one of my favorite maps. And we do see an outer take coming out. 4 players from Invictus on the outer bomb site. Ribby, first point of contact. But Hunter does get the first kill. Ribby gets traded immediately. The 3-man push from Pop Dog. Alright, this is an unconventional setup. The Shadow not getting spotted by Manan. Manan spots out Proud. Bomb does get planted. Pasha just marking the push towards Connector. Shabby doing the same on the other side. But Shabby gets spotted. Gets tagged down to 56 points of health. And Pasha got it all to play with. In the meantime, Manan, he's trying to make his way. Hunter finds Proud. Manan spots out yet another player. That's Blackhawk towards Ivy. Shabby still taking the fight with Pasha Sahil. And Manan, he's going to train his sights on to Antidote. And Antidote is going to find a crucial kill. But Hunter, he's already found 2. Can he do more damage? The bomb is going to get defused, but Antidote is just going to decapitate Hunter. But Excali is there. And yeah, Excali, we get it. We get it. You're a baller. Praise GG on top of Antidote's rotting corpse. And with that, Invictus gets the first pistol round.
That was a very interesting setup by Invictus, by the way. That inner push and a couple of players in the ladder position as well. That retake, by the way, was won in the fact that Pasha Sahil won the fight against Shabby in the connector, because Pasha Sahil is the one who had the smoke, he had the kit, and if he was taken out by Shabby there, it would have been all over. So it's a good by him. But Hunter with a super general Molotov. But anyways, he does take a closer position at the ladder now, and yeah, I mean, that was actually a really nice retake coming in by Invictus on that pistol round.
And Excali, he's playing well, ramp close to in the inner bomb site. There's Blackhawk who's going to be making his way in. It's an interesting buy coming in from Malhar. Now, usually you don't see the force buy in the second round if you get the bomb down in the first time around. And Hunter, he's done a pretty decent amount of damage on a Proud. Gets Blackhawk, but Proud with the Kobe. And that's a 4v4, but PokerF and Proud have taken significant amount of damage. And Proud, he's going to be making his way out from Olaf. And look at that shot from Manan. But the immediate reply coming in from Antidote Berg. But please be careful, Pasha Sahil atop of train 6 or green train. Whatever you call it. Well, he's going to wreak havoc way back here, putting the range of that M4 to great use. And in the blink of an eye, it's just Antidote left in a 1v3. Does have an AK and 31 points of health to work with, but no head armor. That could, you know, spell a lot of trouble because every weapon now is just a one-hit headshot from this point forward.
But he might just get fortunate enough and get into the bomb site, but nope, he won't. Excali's watching it like a hawk. And Invictus are going to pick up the anti-eco, and in fact, they're going to upgrade one of their SMGs to an AK-47 as well. So that buy by Malhar, I like it. I mean, I've seen quite a few teams do it nowadays. By the way, it's just to catch your opposition off guard. But Invictus, they were privy to those shenanigans, and I like these setups, by the way, coming in. Okay, I've actually been talking so less because I've been looking at the setups by Invictus, and I like it. It seems standard, but it isn't really because, you know, Hunter was close as well, and he's going to go close Pop Dog again. Manan's going to go close middle as well, and they just want to farm some money now. Hunter is going to get the first frag onto Blackhawk. He's just Blackhawk crouching in, and then nade. Finally, the nades in Counter-Strike. It's like some update has patched the nades, because the last 4 or 5 days I've been looking at nades doing a lot of damage, and Manan does get another frag on that SMG onto Proud. And yeah, I mean, this is just a mop-up round, and hopefully for Invictus, a lot of those kills go to those SMGs so that they can farm up that cash.
That's very important that you build some bank, especially on the CT side. And you can see Ribby pushing up, and he's going to face a lot of traffic headed his way in just about a second. Careful. Oh, the bait and switch, but Ribby and Excali, they just mow everybody down. Unfortunate there for Ribby, he gets just 1 kill, and Excali finds 2 with the AK-47. I would think, you know, Invictus would want, like, the other thing to happen so that Ribby can make some money. But, well, all's well that ends well. Invictus, 3 flawless rounds almost. They do lose 2 players on the anti-eco, on the anti-force buy in the second round, but that's to be expected because Malhar did buy up all the way. And now, it's going to be armor AK-47 and AK-47s and a smattering of utility coming out from Malhar, while Invictus can go in, as they say, balls deep with everything, except for Hunter, who will be wielding the big green gun and just a smoke. This is a very decent buy coming out from Invictus, actually. Getting the op onto Hunter as fast as possible is the best possible option for any team that Hunter's on, because this man with the zoom banger is an absolute phenom. He doesn't know when to quit, and he's almost always impactful when he has the AWP in his hands.
And I really think that was a great time to take a timeout by Malhar as well, because they need to discuss what's gonna happen. 3 rounds, it's kind of early days, but of course you do get to know some of the intricacies of the other team already. And Pasha Sahil, by the way, and Excali had pushed inner, but they get absolutely destroyed. And Excali, somehow, he's managed to sneak by Shabby. Is Shabby gonna check this? Doesn't look like it. Shabby's not gonna check this. Excali is gonna come around. And Excali is actually probably gonna ignore him. He's relayed the information. There is 1 player there, but it doesn't matter. But the hit now by Malhar is coming in at alley, at the green wall, the alley, whatever you want to call it. And Excali's position actually is kind of pointless now because that backstab is a bit too late.
But this allows them to focus their attention towards Ivy Hunter with that AWP train. Excali would have said that teammate is completely empty, guys, most likely crossing towards CT spawn. There we go, Hunter finds 1 kill. And, well, Manan, I don't know why he's looking a bit confused right now.
No, Excali would have said, right, that there is 1 at inner, I've left him. So they actually now, they're trapped in between quite a few weird angles, and Manan does pick up Blackhawk as well. That's the C4 down as well. Antidote now needs to do something from this position, and Shabby is also trying to sneak in, but Hunter is gonna shoulder peek that and then put Antidote down. 3k already for the man, and Shabby's been heard out by Ribby as well. And no, he hasn't. I spoke too soon. The C4 is going to get picked up by Shabby now. The best case scenario for him right now is a bomb plant. He's going to spot out Ribby as well. He's going to get the kill onto him, and now he's going to go and stick that bomb plant. But he's going to be taken down by Excali, who is at the highway position, whips the first bullet, but then sprays him down and denies that plant. And yeah, the 4th round coming in for Invictus, and it was a pretty clean round. 3 players staying alive, and Malhar's attack, it was a little disjointed. Even though they were aware of where Hunter's op was, no flashes for them to cross over to the inner bomb site. I did like that split attempt, but unfortunately for them, they just got picked off way too... Like, too many members of their team got picked off way too early.
And most importantly, that push from Excali, right? That gave them the information that Invictus needed to focus their attention towards the inner and, 1.6. And now Excali, he's going to be facing a lot of traffic headed his way. He needs to reposition and needs to do it quickly. Going to smoke off ramp, and he's going to play just by the close train. In the meantime, Antidote has snuck out, but just as I say that, Antidote getting put 6 feet under by Hunter's AWP. It's always a danger when Mr. Hunter is with the big green gun. And look at Manan, he's just happily mopping up them eco frags as they come by him one by one. He's like, thank you very much, just keep jumping to your demise. That nade, oh, okay, doesn't do much. Shabby still on 34 points of health. But this is gonna get dicey. 4v2 with nothing but an AK-47. Shabby does have armor to play with, but when you're going up against the AWP and that too on Hunt, look at that. Oh my god, that's like Shabby literally walking into death's welcoming arms. And now it's all down to Mr. Proud himself, the IGL, the captain of Malhar.
And again, the bomb plant will be the best case scenario for him, and he actually really needs to get that bomb down, but it doesn't look like Pasha Sal is going to allow that. Proud had to get one more frag before he could get the bomb plant, and he was incapable of doing that. But the op on Hunter has been lost, and they have to make that massive investment of 4750 again, and that is going to bite into their bank a little bit. And in fact, Hunter's decided, I don't want to spend that much anymore, I'll just pick up their op or something. He picks up an M4 instead, and then he trades it. He takes his AK off of Pasha Sahal's hands. And Malhar now, they have everything they require going into this round. They have a lot of utility, they have the AWP, so I really hope we see some sort of execute coming in. And it's something different as well, because their slow, methodical, pick-based approach hasn't been working out, because Invictus has been winning out those duels.
Yeah, and Invictus' setup on their CT side, look at where Hunt... What? What the heck? How is Malhar allowing Invictus to get so much map control? That too on the CT side. Train is predominantly a CT sided map, but you shouldn't be allowing these kind of info pushes round after round. And look at the rotation just based off of the information that's coming in. Like, yeah, you have the full execute, but what's the point? You 3 players waiting for you and 2 on the flank headed your way in just about a second. You're gonna be pincered and put to death.
And Hunter now can hear the rotation back to the pop dog position. He's gonna call it out to his team, and his team is gonna completely rotate out of here. Hunter just being absolutely sneaky. He still runs down, gets Antidote. Pasha Sal in the meanwhile has picked up 2 frags of his own, and now it's left down to it's just down to Poker in a 1v4 situation, and a dream, and that dream is gonna be denied by Manan. And it's another clean round for Invictus, by the way. The bank on them, there's 16,000 on Excali. There's 9,000 on Ribby. And in fact, the other 3 players are sitting sort of low, but it doesn't matter that much, because it's gonna be a sort of force buy round. Again, another round where Malhar is not gonna have all the utility possible. And this map pickup now, it looks a bit questionable, because Malhar has not been able to find even one weakness in the Invictus defense.
And I mean, I understand why Malhar went for this map. Invictus, I think, has a 55% win rate on Train, while they themselves have a 50% win rate on Train. So they just thought, hey, we know we can't beat them on Inferno and Mirage and Overpass, so what other map is left? Nuke? Well, most likely the Cafe PCs can't run Nuke, so Train it is. And probably not the best choice, because it's clear that Invictus has been putting in quite a lot of time on Train. Their CT side looks scary at this point. That or Malhar's T side is just that impotent. But I'd like to give credit where credit is due, because I have been impressed by Malhar's CT side. And look at that! Look at the speed of these players. Oh, finally Blackhawk does get the trade, but
Pasha Sal overextending there as well. He got 2 frags. He didn't have to go in for the peak, but you know, the blood rushes into your head, and why not? And why not? The C4 is down, by the way, the pop dog position, so that's a very bad display for tongue twisted right now. That's a very bad deal for Malhar right now because yeah, now the C4 has actually been lost and they don't even want to go and recover it from the ladder position. Instead, Antidote's going to get a pick onto Hunter at alley, and Ribby, crowd jumps out. Ribby's not going to be able to do anything with that. Manan gets a frag, but it is down to a 2v2 now. All these team fights now, in fact, going in Malhar's favor, the 1v1 fights anyway.
Yeah, and like the thing is, Invictus kind of like letting their excitement get the better of them that round. Overextending slightly at certain positions, getting a bit too overexcited. Like first was Pasha Sahil, second was I think it was Hunter over towards Bompton, but Manan taking a lot of damage. He should just fall back because that nade, it's gonna wreck him a new one. And there's Excali and he's gonna whiff. Excali seems to be a bit off color today. He's not really landing his spray downs as effectively as we've known him to be able to hit his shots. And well, now because they have a very good bank on them, they can easily go for this buy and you know, be comfortable with a decent amount of utility as well. But they need to be careful. Handing Malhar round after round and allowing them back into the game by, you know, shredding their own economy is not what Invictus would have had in mind when they would have picked this map. They wanted to get it done fast. They wanted to be decisive and actually send a message to the other team saying that, guys, you know, you may think you're good, but you're just that much better. And look at where Proud is. Unchecked. Absolutely unchecked. He's just going to waltz right in, pick up 2 kills, secure heaven. And that's the outer bomb site more or less taken out of the control of the CTs. Hunter still trying to get a kill. He's going to find Antidote on the bomb plant. It's a 3v2. It's still doable. Shabby in the smoke does a lot of damage onto Hunter. He's down to 2 HP. Nothing really left on him. He's on his dying wish.
And M4A1S really biting Hunter right there. It was he just ran out of bullets, but he could have won that fight. But instead, Excali's gonna F as well. This was a round of backstabs. Hunter's gonna get a frag, and he's gonna try to hightail it out of there from the alley position. And yeah, unfortunately, the AWP is not recoverable to him as well, and I'm not even sure that he can stay alive here. It's gonna be really close because that bomb radius just ticks over into alley, and nope, he is gonna be able to stay alive in this position. And yeah, I mean, 2 rounds on the trot for Malhar now, and that's great. I mean, they're gonna be happy with that. And I don't know, by Invictus, that was a massive breakdown of communication, by the way. Manan, especially after his bomb player died on the bomb site, he had no idea. He didn't even turn around or look at the bomb train. He was just looking at in the wrong direction, and Proud actually managed to get 2 backstabs with that random push of his. And of course, not sure that Malhar is going to be able to rely on those sort of plays round in, round out.
And Excali again playing a very dangerous game, having pushed up towards upper. That smoke is going to be a tell, and he's going to be caught looking the wrong direction, getting pushed by 3-4 different players. And the thing is, if you're the only player towards the inner bomb site, okay. Well, Shabby just toying with death, but Ribby missing the second shot, landing in the flames licking at his feet. Manan in the meantime, he's going to go pushing. Blackhawk should be careful. He's on the bomb train. He's not visible, but he's going to make himself known to his enemies, and Ribby is going to be able to pluck him. But that's a decoy. Blackhawk was the literal decoy, and look at this backstab of Shabby. Oh! Ribby still guts it in him, folks.
Yep, the big bamboozle coming out by Malhar there. The inner fake working to perfection. It's an outer bomb plant now, but it's down to a 2v3 for them. They had the man advantage, and all of a sudden Invictus is the one with the advantage now. But Invictus do have a kit, but no other utility to go back to fall back on. Ribby's going to tap the bomb. They're going to tap the bomb, but Ribby is going to be found out by Poker F. Pasha Sal does get anti, and Manan is going to cover his teammate. Pasha Sal has the kit. He's going to get the defuse. And an unlikely round for Invictus to win, especially after Malhar playing that so well. That's going to be a little heartbreaking for them.
Yeah, and more importantly, right, Invictus do lose a lot of players, which means again they're going to be on a stretched by. Their economy still will be teetering on the edge of being broken. But on the flip side, Malhar's money isn't looking all that great either. Apart from Poker F, everyone is basically broke. And yeah, it's gonna be the standard Eastern European buy, the one AK-47, the hero AK-47 buy. And we've been seeing it quite often this time around in the ESL India Premiership, ever since it got made oh so famous during the previous majors. But doesn't matter, Ribby, he's gonna open things up by cracking Shabby like a nut. And, well, Proud is gonna reply with the frag onto Hunter. Even Stevens across the board, but Invictus definitely still with the weapons advantage. But I think Excali can get overwhelmed at the inner bomb site. He just has the UMP to work with. But it looks like Malhar are just re-evaluating their options and poking at different orifices on the map to try and get the best point of entry into either bomb site.
Yep, Malhar really needs to put that AK to work though on PokerF. PokerF right now way too passive with the only gun that can do damage basically. I know there are a couple of deagles and well, I'm wrong. The deagles do sing, and Antidote does get a frag on a Pasha Sahel, but Ribby is there for the trade. Antidote with another one deag onto Ribby, and Antidote, somebody stop him, because Invictus, you shouldn't be losing this round.
I swear that there should be no reason that, you know, you're losing this round, and also handing that AWP over to Antidote, that is huge.
That AK-47 finally coming to use. Manan getting taken down as well. PokerF finally with a frag in the round, but the heavy lifting has been done by Antidote already, and Excali now is in a 1v3 situation. He's going to be spotted out by Antidote, and he's going to be re-peaked as well. 3 frags for the man in this round, a triple kill, and a free op for his troubles as well.
Well, and that's Invictus's money just being completely shattered, and they're going to be reduced. They're going to be, you know, clinging desperately to this force by 5 CZs. Now, generally it wouldn't scare me, but I've seen how Invictus wield these CZs, and my god, sometimes they're even more dangerous than rifles in their hands. Ribby, he's gonna go pushing towards Pop Dog, and he's gonna make it.
Push. Yeah. The inner push coming in, Excali gets taken down. Antidote again with 2 frags. He's gonna get traded out by Manan finally though. The trades are equal right now. It's a 3v3 situation. But Hunter has been taken down at the A bomb site. And all of a sudden, it's a 2v3 again for Invictus. And that surprise almost catching Malhar off guard. But it does look like they have adjusted well enough to this. And now they've slowed it down though. And they're not going in for the bomb plant as of now. The bomb has finally got to the site. Manan, he's gonna get taken down by Blackhawk. He's trying to stop that bomb plant. And PokerF figuring out where Ribby is. And Ribby is just gonna get out of here. Probably try to pick up an AK and save it, because his team has no money and he has no hope to win this round anyway.
Yeah, it's like the best possible case that, you know, take that utility, take that armor into the next map, next round, as well as the AK-47. And do see a player pushing him, and wait, that was an odd brain fart to have, and then Ribby got caught switching the knife between the knife and the gun, and Proud is just like, yeah, okay, if you're gonna be that callous with your life, I'ma just put you in your grave. Good night, Irene. And with that, Malhar move on to 4 rounds. Unlikely as it may look, it looks like Malhar has actually got some momentum going in their favor, because Invictus has to eco this. Malhar can move on to 5 rounds, and truth be told, 5 rounds on the T side of Train, quite doable on the Switch. Wouldn't you say so, Adi? Because it's such a CT-sided map. If you even have a semblance of a CT side, you can easily pull 10, 11 rounds on your CT side comfortably.
Yeah, I agree. Train is still one of those maps that is really CT-sided. But of course, good tactics can win you a game even from the T side. And I really want to see Hunter back on the op, by the way. I think that's the way Invictus get back into this, because he had the op, right, on the 4th round. But ever since he lost that op, he's been going for the M4, and his impact has completely dropped off. And even though he does sit at the top of the scoreboard, most of those frags came in the first 4 or 5 rounds.
Yeah, and more than just the op out onto Hunter, I'd like to see the double op coming out between Hunter and Ribby. Oh, what a shot! Crisp, clean headshot onto Excali. Ribby left all alone on the bomb site. Manan gonna go pushing the smoke. YOLO Leroy! And he's dead. He's dead. And Hunter left all alone with the P250. Now, as I was saying, Adi, I would really like to see the op out onto Hunter and Ribby, and let that double op setup sing for Invictus. Because on the CD side on Train, the double op setup is one of the most viable This is one of the most viable maps and the most viable sides for that double op setup to sing the songs of death and destruction. And I just hope that, you know, Invictus have the rounds to pull the economy together to put that into motion.
Yeah, but I do think that Invictus is going to go in for the buy in the next round. So that would probably make... That would mean that there would be no op. And if there is an op, it would be on Ribby and he would be Glass Cannon. And actually, I don't think he can afford an op. No, he cannot. Yeah, nobody on the CD side is going to be able to pick up an AWP. And Hunter surviving on 1 point of health, but unfortunately not able to sneak a frag away. But yeah, I mean, there you go. No op on the Invictus side because they just don't have the money for it. So now what they need to do instead is play a little aggressive because they're low on utility.
Yeah, the utility count is abysmal, and Ribby needs to be a bit passive because he is the one player with the kit, so he needs to make sure that he's alive till the end of the round in case the bomb does get planted. And Malhar seem to be favoring this inner bomb site. They've had the most success over towards the inner bomb site in terms of getting the early pick, but that has more to do with the fact that Invictus got a little bit overconfident and started pushing willy-nilly and paying for it with their lives. Aggression is good, unbridled aggression, not so much. There's a very old proverb in Hindi, Josh mein hosh kho baithna, and I think that's what happened to Invictus in the last couple of rounds that they've lost.
I mean, Malhar has demanded that respect from them as well now because in the start, Malhar wasn't bringing anything to the table, but now they have. And Invictus has now showed some respect as well. And Excali is going to get backed up by Manan as well, who's rotated over to the B bomb side. But this does look like the makings of a fake again, by the way. Because the C4 is still hanging around near Pop Dog.
Yeah, and the thing is, right now, Invictus' setup towards the outer bomb side makes them pray to the outer execute. Like, if the smokes come in, they're going to be behind the wall of smokes with only Ribby playing in front of it. And without any trade potential, that's going to be a little bit of trouble, but it doesn't matter because it looks like the hit is towards the inner bomb site, and Excali and Manan are going to hold strong. And there we go, Excali with the brace, Manan with the 3K. And that's as comfortable. Oh, just agreed for utility. Making the op just out of, taking the op just out of reach. That's going to be another round that Invictus have to play without the Zoom banger. And I don't know, rounds are running out. They need as many in the bank as possible because Malhar have already made their way to 5 rounds. Any more, and they're in the green, they're in the good when it comes to a T-side on train.
Yep, and Invictus there, not even, I don't think Manan or Excali were flashed even once by any of Malhar's flashes, by the way. It was, that full execute wasn't much of an execute if you don't have some good pop flashes to aid your entry fraggers into the B bomb site. And ooh, Excali, his feet are gonna be spotted by Shabby. He's gonna run back. He's not gonna waste that utility either though, and you can see now that Invictus is trying to hold on to their utility for as long as possible. And I like the bait setup towards the alley position as well. Pasha Sahil just sitting behind the server. He's going to get flashed in. Poker F completely white. Taken out by Pasha Sahil. Mid-round aggression. Done perfectly by Invictus. Ribby's going to get another frag as well from the Pop Dog. He's going to get a second onto Shabby through the smoke. Wow.
Yeah. Invictus finally turning it up a notch, kicking it into 6th gear, and Malhar getting caught off guard. Look at Ribby though, he's just pushing, he's just YOLOing right now. He would have been heard out by the player and teammate, but Blackhawk finds Hunter. Antidote is just waiting around the corner, waiting, patiently gets the kill onto Ribby. It's a 3v2, but both the players on the T side are so very, very low. And look at Manan, he's just chilling on top of bomb train. I think finally he does get spotted out. That pop flash, he's gonna get caught off guard, and somehow Malhar are pulling it back 1 kill at a time. Again, Invictus being a bit too cavalier, being a bit too casual, but finally Excali, he's like, enough is enough. Time to put a stop to this madness, but Blackhawk may just be able to get the bomb down. Takes it, goes around, and Pasha Sahil is like, just die already. And Excali is able to retrieve that op. Finally, he's able to retrieve that AWP. And for the final round for Malhar, the money isn't that great. Poker F can drop an AK-47 onto a teammate, but it does look like it's going to be very light utility days indeed. 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs, and 2 Molotovs is all they have for the final round, but at least they have 4 AKs and a Galil.
Yep, and Invictus again now in the driver's seat, and it was a good showing by Malhar on the T side, but just a couple of missteps and a couple of misplays and some great work by Invictus as well in dismantling that attack. And Proud again runs out into the open and gets a quick frag onto Pasha Sahel, but he is finally traded out and he doesn't do any more damage. Hunter now, he did not spot Antidote there, and the call would have come in by Ruby as well, but all of a sudden. It's everyone's dead. Manon's dead as well. Ruby's been taken down as well, and all of a sudden, Excali's in a 1v4. Does get Blackhawk. It's down to a 1v3 now, and he really needs a kit as well because the bomb is down. 40 seconds, my man. You gotta make it. You gotta haste. You gotta quicken the pace.
And I like what Excali did. He made a lot of sound going towards old bomb site, but he's doubled back towards connector. But they've got 3 players. They've got all points of entry covered, and Antidote is marking connector like a hawk, and Antidote is not going to miss those. A kill served on a platter for him. He's going to lap it up without any trouble whatsoever, and Antidote takes the final kill. The final round with a 3k, a 9-6 in favor of Invictus. 6 rounds on the T side, not too shabby for Malhar. For a map that they're not that comfortable with or don't play that frequently. This is not a bad T side by any stretch of the imagination. Now, all Malhar need to do is see off this pistol round, and then they have a very good window of opportunity back into this map and to actually tie up the scores and then see where and how the cookie crumbles from that point onwards.
Yep, and like you said as well earlier, right? That they're in the green now with the 6 rounds on their T side. They just need to show us a really good CD side now. And in fact, even a decent CD side would actually take them over the line in this because yeah, I mean, like you said, 10 rounds on the T side, on the CD side, it's very, very doable. And Invictus, it does look like they're gonna go for a simple inner execute with a smoke and a couple of flashbangs. And Malhar has gambled on the A bomb side with 4 players stacked towards there, and they're playing the retake with no kit. Smoke does come in at the connector position. A pop flash as well. Shabby, his head is basically hanging on by a thread right now. Pasha Sahel and Excali pushing up so far ahead. Excali getting 1 frag. Pasha Sahel gets another as well. Pasha Sahel with 2 frags to his name. He's gonna get a 3rd. And that push was absolutely perfect. Proud now, taken down by Pasha Sahel as well. 4 frags in the round, pushing up, doing what you're supposed to do on Inferno, closing down the ranges so that the Glocks can sing.
And that was a bit of... It was just unfortunate that, you know, Invictus went for the full inner commit with just Shabby left there, and the rotation, while it was on time, it was just Pasha Sahel going beast mode. 4 kills for him on the pistol round, and Malhar, they really needed that pistol round, and unfortunately they won't be getting it. But Shabby now going for the early aggression up ramp, but you know, I think, yeah, Pasha's marking it like a hawk. He's marking that backstab of Shabby, and oh my god, he gets shot in the nether regions, the soft bits. Gonna get castrated. And Blackhawk now with the hand cannon, he's marking T-mid. Manan's still there. Got a Mac 10. He can just, you know, YOLO out and try and get a frag or 2. But he's going to be more judicious with his life. Ribby already taking a bit of damage. He's down to 21 health. It's a 5v3. There's no need to be cavalier at this point in Invictus. They can just play the numbers game. That flashbang's not really going to bother Blackhawk, but it is going to afford Manan that window of opportunity to actually make his way out onto Olaf and do a lot of damage onto Blackhawk. But Blackhawk's Beagle is just a deadly weapon of mass destruction. He gets one. Proud in the meantime finds Ribby. Proud pulls out the USP, but this point, at this range, the USP against an armored opponent is as good as a water gun. And there's Pasha Sahel. Another 3k for him. Pasha Sahel is on fire.
Yep, it definitely looks like he does enjoy Train. And why wouldn't you? It's a beautiful map. I enjoy Train. And I enjoy watching Train as well. I'm so glad that we're getting to getting to cast this, because it's a welcome change. And Malhar now is they're gonna go for a full eco. That force buy really not working out for them, and I would like to see more teams actually going in for the double eco immediately after losing the pistol, because in the 4th round, in the gun round, you want all the utility you can get, and especially on train, you want that double op as well. So Antidote though sneaking his way in and getting the frag onto Madan, but Ribby does trade him. Antidote typing out an LOL as well. And yeah, of course, this is just a cleanup job now for Invictus. A lot of frags going to that rifle, unfortunately for them. Not the Mac-10's not really doing much, just one frag. And Shabby actually doesn't even want to go in for this for anything, because he doesn't want to die to any one of those Mac-10's.
And there's just some nice banter being exchanged between the teams. I like it. I like it when teams take it in the right spirit, you know. There's not too much animosity, some friendly banter. It's always good. It's healthy, in my opinion. Tabby, he's just going to be admiring his default pistol. It is a glorious, gorgeous, pale-looking grey gun. And Shabby needs to be careful. Oh, Hunter comes out looking the wrong way. And, well, 12 rounds to Invictus. Malhar sitting at 6. This is not looking good for them. They're going to be having a fairly light buy. They do opt for a FAMAS so that they can get some utility into the hands of PokerF. They're going to go with 3 M4s, 1 glass cannon AWP on Antidote, and the 1 FAMAS on PokerF. This is going to be the make or break round for them. If they lose this, that's going to spell some really, really difficult times ahead for them. So hopefully they're able to hold on, batten down the hatchets, and fend off the enemies that are going to be knocking at their doors very, very soon.
Yep, and like I said, the buy coming in by Malhar really, really stretched. Barely any utility. I do like this setup though, but that flashbang, it's not going to affect anyone. Shabby is going to get taken down by a Mac-10 of all things. Now PokerF, well, fortunately for him, Invictus doesn't want to aggress just as of now. They're happy and content by taking the man advantage, and now, I mean, they have a boatload of utility on them, so they're probably going to do some sort of sexy execute onto the B-bomb side.
I'm assuming and I'm hoping for a sexy execute. There we go, the smokes and the flashes come raining out. The players PokerF. Oh my god, he doesn't care if there's a smoke wall. It's a wall of smokes. It's not a literal wall. And Blackhawk and PokerF, the old guard from, you know, the good old days of Eternal Esports, they're just gonna lay waste to this attack. And now Excali's like, hey? Meri team kahan gayi? There were like 5 of you guys and now it's just me. And Antidote's like, hi Excali, die Excali. And that's Malhar moving on to 7 rounds. This is very good for Malhar actually. They pick up their first gun round, upgrade to 2 AK-47s, and just at the cost of 1 player, and that is Shabby, which means that goes a long way to shore up their economy.
Yep, it's the start that Malhar required, and now they can buy up all that utility. Only Blackhawk missing a Molotov, but otherwise everyone has everything they want. And a couple of kits there as well, so there you go. Like, but yeah, of course, like, if they lose this round, their bank's gone. So, this one's the really important one. You gotta string a few rounds together, and Invictus does look like they want to change up the pace a little bit. And yeah, the map control coming out by Invictus. It's just, I was wrong. They're not changing up the pace. They have slowed it down again. And I think we're gonna see some action very soon at the Brown Halls. Dabby putting down the smoke, and he wants to stay aggressive, but finally he's gonna give up that position of the map, thinking better of it, and ceding the position to Invictus. But Pasha Sahil getting the frag on a Proud. I'm surprised. Coming down the ladder, getting a frag like that? Huh.
I think they did that double stack where you sit on the other person's head and drop down ladder. That doesn't reset your aim. But in the meantime, Antidote and Blackhawk, they've just shut down this outer hit. 2 players have already been sacrificed to the gods above. But look at this push from Manan. Look at where Manan is. But Hunter, the bomb carrier, that's the game player being put down. But Ribby, he's got to do a lot of work to do. He's got 2 players left to contend with and to get the bomb plant in. And Antidote with the AWP. This is not a man who should be trifled with. when he's wielding the big green or the zoom banger or the sniper rifle or the Arctic Warfare Police rifle, whatever you call it. He is just devastating with it. But Ribby, he's going to get the bomb plant down, but he needs to make sure that he doesn't get caught while crossing. And just going to make his way to safety. Poker F, in the meantime, snuck his way in towards Brown Hall. He's going to go down quite easily. And now it brings it down to a 1v1 Antidote versus Ribby. And
Antidote unfortunately doesn't have a kit either, and Ribby has a Molotov as well. He can just throw that down onto the C4, and there you go, he's gonna do that. Antidote, he's just gonna pick up his op, he's gonna hightail it out of here. The round's been lost, he needs to save that AWP, and unfortunately for Malhar, they've been instantly reset. And by the way, Ribby, with a great 1v3 win. Experience counts. Experience.
Yeah, there is no substitute towards great experience, and that's just what Ribby brings to the table, is boatloads of experience. And he just showed you that, you know, even in his advancing age, like I do call him the grand old man of Indian CSGO, there are actually two grand old men of Indian CSGO, Ribby and Manan, in that team. The other three being quite literally fledglings in their age when compared to Manan and Ribby. And both of them have pulled their weight, and they have been pulling their weight since the start of the season. They contribute ever so greatly, but Antidote this time opening things up with the kill on the Pasha. Proud gets the second kill. Proud gets the third kill. Proud is on a mission, and he is not going to stop Hunter. He's coming out, waltzing his way towards Proud, and Proud is going to lay waste to Hunter as well. He's going to switch it over to the AK-47, but now all that's remaining is Manan. We were just singing praises to him. Well, he dead. He dead. Antidote with a double kill, Proud with the triple. Full house of frags between these two boys from Kolkata, and Malhar still clinging to hopes in this game. 13-8 is the score in favor of Invictus. And Malhar now have a good opportunity to move on to at least 9 to 10 rounds, because Invictus's buy going into the next 2 rounds isn't going to be that great.
Yep, and Malhar, the force buy really working out for them. Antidote putting that op to work right in the start, and Proud with the only other rifle in that round managed to get 3 kills for himself as well. So that was good. That was well done by Malhar, and unfortunately for Invictus now, they are the ones who are forced back to an eco. They're the ones who've been reset. And Poker F, he's gonna miss a shot. And the double op setup, by the way, on Malhar, courtesy of Invictus, because the op was picked up by Poker F. And it is just an eco round. A couple of upgraded pistols, a little bit of armor, 1 smoke and a flash. Probably Invictus just wants to get the bomb plant right now, and they'll be smooth. I mean, it'll be good for them because they do have the money. Other than Excali, everyone else does have some decent banks, so the bomb plant will go a long way for to help them get some utility in the next round.
Yeah, I mean, and Excali can just pick up the deagle and armor and then pick up an AK-47 from the body of one of his comrades. That's always an option. On the T side especially, because the economy is a lot more forgiving. But the smokes do come raining out, the Molotov gets put down, and Shabby does get 1 pick, but then there's the trade coming in instantly from Manan. Proud needs to be careful. He's going to hit the jump key. Why, oh why would you do that? And give this man of all people, Pasha Sahil, a rifle. He has been firing on all cylinders. And he's going to go pushing up. Antidote needs to be careful. Antidote's going to come peeking out. Oh, the barrel is going to get spotted, but Antidote. Wow. Antidote.
What?
Yeah, exactly. What? The bomb has gone outside. And Pasha, oh my god, gets his face absolutely wrecked. Blackhawk with those 7.62 bullets, absolutely unforgiving. But it looks like Invictus are on the verge of picking up a round that they have absolutely no business winning. 1v2. An op and a CC. Op on the Excali, that's always a dangerous prospect. And Excali, he's going to spot Blackhawk crossing over, and he's going to tag him as well. Blackhawk down to 61 points of health. And Blackhawk, he's like, how many angles do I check, fam? There's just too many, and I'm blind. And Hunter's going to peek out and be like, peekaboo, you're dead. And Invictus on a 14 rounds. How does Malhar lose that?
How does Antidote get knifed, by the way? So much was happening on the inner bomb site that I completely missed Excali knifing the Antidote at the A bomb site. And again, at this point, it's almost BM by Excali in chat, by the way.
This is mutton.
Yeah, I have no idea why he said mutton. But anyway, Invictus picking up a 14th round off the back of on the back of nothing, by the way. Just 1 smoke, a flash, and a knife. actually. And Malhar, they're going to force buy into this as well because they don't have any rounds to play with. They really need to win this round again and try to reset Invictus's economy. It's actually a very slow and measured approach, right? Coming in by both the teams on the T side. There's been so much dead space when the teams are just going for map control, and Malhar is in fact affording Invictus so much map control. They're not really, other than Pop Dog, they're not really playing aggressive anywhere else. They're very content in playing the sites, and Hunter does get a first frag onto Antidote, and Pasha Sahil will rip Proud's head off as well, and that's 2 defenders on the alley completely neutered, and it's a 5v3 now.
Yeah, and this is what Invictus has been doing time and time again. They're just prying open that defense, which is already so strong to begin with. But finally, Pokeref does pull a kill back and recovers the AK-47. But as he's trying to make his way to safety, Ribby is just gonna come like the harbinger of death and destruction and just reaps those heads, puts them on a platter and takes them home. But Shabby, good God, these Malhar kids, they're amazing with the FAMAS. You were saying something, you were talking smack about the FAMAS, Adi. Look at these guys. They've gotten more kills with the FAMAS than with real rifles.
And Ribby walking in through the smoke, by the way, and he will get a Shabby as well. Oh, the timing for Shabby is just absolutely unfortunate. He just wanted to save that AK-47, but he's going to be disallowed from doing so. And now Malhar have to force buy into the last round as well. Antidote somehow is going to be able to afford an M4, but 2 scouts and 2 pistols on the rest of his team, and barely any utility and no kits. It's going to be a very tough ask for Malhar to come back into this now. And yeah, I was talking smack about the FAMAS. It's because it's a terrible gun, but of course, any gun, even a USP, if wielded by the perfect player, is going to do a lot of damage.
Hey, now you're just backtracking. You need to stand firm. You need to say, no, FAMAS is still shit, no matter who's wielding it, be it Cole, Zera, Nico, Simple. The FAMAS is a piece of shit gun, and thou shalt not play with the FAMAS. Anyway, opening pick going towards Hunter, and the T's have already started streaming out, but Antidote gets 1 kill. Manan there to reply immediately. Ribby gets the line onto Proud, but Pasha Sahil is going to put him out of his misery. Blackhawk in the meantime, the Eagle gets a kill. Shabby picks up another kill, and now Pasha Sahil all alone in a 1v2. Shabby! He gets it! Both the players so very low, but somehow Shabby, like, they will not give up. Malhar showing some true grit, spirit and determination, and now the most dreaded buy coming out from Invictus. They're going to have 2 armor CZ players, or at least 1 armor CZ player. Come on.
No, it does look like they had enough in the kitty to go for AKs on everyone. So, and actually a lot of utility as well. So that buy, actually no, you're right. There is a deagle onto Manan. But yeah, I mean, still 4 AK-47s and a lot of utility. That's more than enough. I mean, they won a round off the back of just pistols. So I'm sure they'll be okay with this. Proud with the shotgun, walking up Pop Dog, but he gets spotted out and he's gonna run away. And the spam not working out as well for the Invictus players, but Proud, he's really playing with fire right now. He's dancing with death, but he now finally falls back. Doesn't want to overstay his welcome. And Malhar, they have a chance now because that round, by the way, Blackhawk had 2 really important deagle kills. And that's what turned the game around. They turned the round around.
Now slowly but surely Invictus getting some IV control. Again, they've been very patient in establishing map control, but the thing is, the rounds that Malhar has won has been off the back of hero plays and multi-kills coming from the most unlikely positions and players. But Invictus, they've been very consistent in their approach. And again, they've worked their way up IV, they've penned the defenders into the outer bomb site, and now they're exposed from multiple angles. They need to be careful. Blackhawk on top of the green train is a very good position, but he's going to be blinded and he's going to get taken down. And Pasha Sahil, a one-man wrecking ball. He's just going to walk in and just decimate the opposition, and that's the game, folks. 16-9, it ends in the favor of Invictus. Adi, as always, it has been an absolute pleasure casting with you. So please do me the honor of the closing words.
Yep, Invictus there with a clean round in the final round. A clean take of the A bomb site, completely bamboozling Malhar. Half their players were completely blind the entire round when the hit came in. And that's Invictus showing us that they're great on train as well, and that they have put some hours into this. And that the other teams should be concerned about playing train against them. But anyways, more from the studio. We're going to go back to the studio where Vagish and Zera are waiting for you.
Welcome back, everybody, to the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership. What a match! What a match! Sadly, Malhar couldn't break through the Invictus defense there. Rather, should I say defense? Offense in that point for that point of matter there. But both teams played well. The final score is 16-9 in favor of Team Invictus there. Victors, they are still retain the position in the top of the table. And
now they still sit with not 6 but 7 wins and 1 loss. And that is very good. Look at Invictus. I'm sure they're going to make it to the grand finale. That's going to be happening next time.
I don't know why. I had that deja vu is kind of a feeling that, okay, this time around maybe Malhar might do what a Brutality did.
Yeah.
So maybe, but let's take a look at the standings. We'll get to know so much more about how the league looks right now. And as we can see, the standings, Invictus is on top. And as we can also see, Malhar has now moved to the 10th position. They've lost their 9th spot.
It's a little risky looking at Malhar as of now. I mean, they got to still beat 9, 8, 7, 6 and 5 if they want to see themselves in the grand finale.
I refuse to believe that Iati has gone above Malhar. I personally, like, it's my opinion.
Yeah.
I believe Malhar is better than Iati. So they can definitely do so much more. But for now, this is what the standing looks like. So much more hopes, so many hopes tied up with 2 Easy Gaming and Intensity Pune 5. Maybe they can change the tide of the matches whenever they face their opposition. But this is the standing so far. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a quick commercial break here. On the other side, we have a game of DOTA. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The guy's out. Decoy.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the Open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the LAN finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Alrighty then, we're back again in the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership. Okay, I wanted a vuvuzela.
I think our production just went like...
What?
I think our production just went like, ouch.
No, that was me.
That was really loud.
That was me.
I know, but that was really loud. Anyway, I see you're excited because of this amazing game that we have.
Yes.
In front of us. It's DOTA 2.
Yes,
and
indeed,
it's going to be Nepal versus Bangladesh, casted in India.
Yes, it's like a triangle. It's like Nepal is here,
and
Bangladesh is here.
Yeah, casted in Mumbai, produced in Delhi.
Yeah. It's like, but it's still India.
Yes.
Like casted and produced in India. So it's literally like Nepal, Bangladesh,
and servers are in Singapore.
Triangles. But again, ladies and gentlemen, we have DOTA 2, just like Angie said. It's Team Akatsuki versus the Council, who are going to have a showdown against each other today. But before we head off into the game and the team introductions, let me remind you who all are bringing this amazing tournament to you. I'm talking about people like Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel, and of course, the other people who like to be behind the scenes. I'm talking about Nordwing Gaming and ESL India, because they're camera shy and they're like, we'll just be behind the camera. We'll just let them do that. We'll just let them do the stuff. We'll just, we'll put like Godslayer there. We'll put Angie there. Sometimes for a little bit of masala and like a Salt Bay magic kind of thing. We'll put Vircoholic there. Stuff like that. So, yeah, I think I overstepped that invisible line there. But do not fret, ladies and gentlemen, because we are going to begin with the team introductions right about now. The teams are ready in the lobby. So let's quickly get done with the introductions. I'm talking about Team Akatsuki first. Angie, you were making a point.
Yeah, so 2 of the players which were shown, they're actually not playing in the team anymore. They're playing with 2 stand-ins, which fit into the 4th and the 5th role. So that is extremely sad. I feel really bad that they're not there.
Do not speak in front of the king, otherwise I'll feed you to my children.
Oh my god.
Just kidding, we are vegetarian.
Yes.
I just wanted to do that.
Okay, so anyway, so talking about Team Akatsuki, there are 2 players, the 4th and the 5th, who play for them, the support and the secondary support, 4th and 5th role. They're not playing in the team anymore, so they are playing with 2 stand-ins, which is one of the major reasons why they are
they're also losing.
Losses.
Akatsuki, Team Akatsuki, I've seen them play last year also, 2016 also, and the lads are good. They're not bad.
They're good. They're good when they sync as 5, and their strength was that they all knew each other really well. They all understood each other's gameplay. We used to have amazing gangs coming in from Axel, who was in the offlane. But right now the problem is that there is no sync, and with Akatsuki not having that sync, they're no longer the same team. And I think that's why right now they're struggling on the 9th position. They've been able to secure only 2 victories. They've made 5 losses for themselves. But today could be the day where things change for them. They are going against a team that is sitting right below them, Team Council. So let's see more about them. And
let's put faces to the name, the Council. Okay, just in case you're wondering why I'm laughing like a monkey, because I got called a monkey by my production. Silence.
Anyway, so Team Council, as we know them, they are from Bangladesh. They sit 10th on the board as of now. They secured 1 victory but have faced 5 losses, and they're very important for them to win this game for them.
Very imperative for them to win this game. In fact, I'm pitting my hopes against the council, with the council.
Yeah.
A, they're good friends. B, they are a good team.
Yeah.
C, I believe that they have it in them to make a huge difference in their games. I don't know. I personally believe that when Zunoon's brother used to play, when Len used to play with them, when they used to play, if you remember the Skyrath
and the
games.
Chen, the Jin and the Len
that
combination.
that Skyrath Chen gameplay was something which drew me to the game.
Yeah.
I think I wanted to watch them play. I believe somewhere because of Zunoon's brother leaving for further education, I believe the team is also slightly in a disarray. But I think they'll reign supreme this time. In fact, the draft is live. Omni, Knight, Leshrak, and Tusk have been banned by the council. Akatsuki goes ahead, bans Chen and Visage and Pitlord. And in turn, they've picked a Rubik, that is for the council, and a Shadow Shaman for Akatsuki.
Akatsuki again planning to go into the strategy of a 5-man push. Now, my worry in this draft is it's not what Akatsuki picks.
Yes.
They have a beautiful set of heroes that they already planned before they're entering into a game. Like last time we did see them play with the Bloodseeker. But the issue that they face is that they are not coordinated enough anymore. And if that is what pits in the draft, then I see Council having a much higher chance of taking this game.
Definitely. So I'm really interested and keen to see how the council, makes their picks, because like half the battles decide when the draft's happening. You need to know your heroes well.
Yeah.
Sure, there are 122 heroes to pick from, but you can play all of them.
Yeah, but you always
which ones can you play better?
Yeah, it's about what you're confident with. And I also know the council like to play the Pugna. So if they opt to pick the Pugna in this game, it'll be an interesting matchup to come in against them. They also have the Sand King available in the pool, who decide to go with that. Witch Doctor, Luna, one of their other favorite pickups in a normal ESL game that they like to play. But the Rubik, being a very versatile hero, they can be sent in the mid lane if council wants that. Also in a support role. That also makes sure that Akatsuki can't really go for a very AoE kind of lineup, because if Rubik steals something like even the Rashta Serpent Wards.
That's what I was just about to say. You just stole my thoughts. I was literally visualizing like Serpent Wards getting stolen and then like countered, used against Akatsuki themselves. They would have nothing. In fact, Clockwork has been picked up by the council there.
That's mostly going to be a secondary support coming there from council. They like that tank. They also like to take 2 gangs in general within the first 15 minutes. Just make sure they get those 2-man gangs around the map. Council could also send this in a 2-1-2 lineup and not really give the opening to Akatsuki, to give their main farmer, who's going to be mostly Madra, much space to farm. And if they're able to capitalize on Madra not getting enough farm, council could really finish this game in a very early stage. But as we say of that, I mean, Akatsuki is still looking to make their second
I believe Akatsuki could go for a Night Stalker.
Definitely.
Because I've seen Akatsuki use Night Stalker before, and I think they are pretty good.
They used to use a Night Stalker on a different player. So that is where the issue again occurs. If they have actually trained their new 4th role to play it the same way, I think we could see a beautiful Night Stalker play coming in from them. They also like to pair the Night Stalker a lot with the Luna.
Yeah.
So if they work with that combination, also Akatsuki could do really fine. But they're taking quite a while on this pickup. It's going to be the Sand King coming in there from Akatsuki, and a good pick for them. Mostly going to either be an off-lane Sand King or even mostly a jungle Sand King. He could get that quick blink dagger, maybe start ganking a little bit with that Shadow Shaman in the early stages of the game. That also says in the mid lane, they could opt to pick up the Razor. They have not really banned him out for now, but the Viper.
But the Viper and Lifestealer getting banned.
Yes.
Like a Lifestealer just came in as a part reply to the Viper ban there. I like that.
Well. It works very well with the Clockwork, because if we find an Infest Bomb with the Clockwork, he gets a perfect hood shot into anybody, and that's going to be devastating for the council. So Akatsuki just making sure that, they don't really have that Lifestealer to deal with. But council replying to that with an OD, and that also means that, I mean, banning the OD and the Viper in the first 2 seems a little worrisome to me, because then council is going for some kind of hero in the mid lane that kind of gets completely destroyed by these 2 heroes. That could only be the Skyrath Mage. I mean, if we see a Skyrath Mage or a Queen of Pain in the mid lane, their worst opponents to play against them is the Viper and the OD. But that also says that Razor is still available, but Akatsuki gonna just quickly ban out that Kunkka. I wasn't really hoping to see council play the Kunkka, because they had already almost picked up their first 2 roles. The Tide Hunter could be a very good pick coming in there for council.
True.
So they're going to take some time. We have reserved time on the clock. We still have a lot of heroes that could fit into their draft. The Tinker, of course, being another one in the mid lane that Council could work with. Jakiro could fit in if they decide to send the Clockwork in the off lane, but I doubt they are really looking into picking up the Jakiro. Council going to take some time with this
I'll be
pick.
damn happy if they pick up a Jakiro there. I'm waiting. I'm like nervous. I'm like trying to channelize my energy. And wait and
Council
see.
also likes to play the Invoker, by the way. They like to drop the Invoker in the mid lane. Yes, they do. And that works very well with the Clockwork, because once he gets that Cog off, the Sunstrike area becomes very easy for Invoker to kind of get this first 2-3 kills in the early stages of the game. They also like to play, but as we speak, the Shadow Fiend gets picked up over there by the Council. And I think now this makes a lot of sense for banning out the Viper and the OD, because the Shadow Fiend kind of gets destroyed against such pickups. So for now, Council showing off what they have in the mid lane. And going up against the Shadow Fiend, we have a lot of great heroes that can work very well against him. Other than the Viper and the OD, the Razor still not been given that much importance in this draft. Also, the Puck is still available if they opt to pick up that in the mid lane. But it's going to be
they go for a Wind Ranger there.
That's going to be Dreamy mostly on the Wind Ranger, if that's a mid lane Wind Ranger. I could also see a Wind Ranger going as a carry. There are a lot of options for her. She has the mobility, she has the damage.
And she's been buffed recently.
She's been buffed quite a bit. Her power shot does quite a lot of damage in the early game, which also means that if she's sent in the mid lane, she could get a lot of farm against the SF, which is needed, because normally the SF is the one that dominates the mid lane because it gets the early farm. But Akatsuki going to make sure that that does not happen for the Shadow Fiend.
So they are going to make a counter pick to ensure that SF doesn't get that easy farm in the middle lane, I believe.
Definitely, definitely. And now Council looking to pick up their off lane and mostly their carry. Now, if they decide to go something very tanky, which they need in their off lane, it could either be a Tide Hunter. They could also opt to go for the Elder Titan. Now, this is one of the pickups that people have not really been concentrating a lot. I've seen... wow, it's going to be the Enchantress. I like the pickup. Now, Council, you don't give them the Chen, they will find another way to control those creeps, and it's going to be the Enchantress for us who's going to be doing the same. I'm going to love this pickup, by the way, because he does some impeccable things on heroes where he has to control different units. So, Council going to make sure. And plus, Enchantress has been fitting quite well for most of the team. She's got a lot of damage output. She can slow. She can take down towers. She's really versatile in her pick. So, Council going to just play safe. They know what they want, and they looking very strong here. Akatsuki, gotta be careful now. They gotta work out what is going to work for them. They do need a very heavy duty tank. They could also opt to go for the Juggernaut, since he's not really banned out as of now. The PA, of course, still available if they opt to go for the PA, but
I doubt they'll be picking up a PA. I don't see an Akatsuki with a PA with this lineup. They would have gone for a Gyro. I was about to say Gyrocopter, in fact. Because it's about time we saw a Gyro in game.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, the thing about the Gyro is that he's very, nowadays, after the 7.14, he's very situational. Because if you don't get him that early bunch of farm, he kind of struggles a lot to get that. And then you got to like drag the game to about 45 minutes to 60 minutes where he's like a full-fledged fat Gyrocopter. But that also makes me question that I don't see an anti-mage nowadays.
Yeah, I haven't seen an anti-mage for quite some time.
And he's one of those really crazy heroes, because you can get a lot of split push from him. You can't.
And the talent trees, the image you leave behind when you blink, that is like so bad. That's like Manta style waiting to happen.
I'm hoping to see. I mean, until now in the ESL India Premiership, we haven't really seen an anti-mage pickup at all.
I hope that at least we get to see an anti-mage in the land finale. But Juggernaut getting banned by Akatsuki and Void banned by the Council leaves us with the last picks for this draft.
Akatsuki is still looking to pick up their final hero that's going to be in the off lane. They could also opt to go for the Undying, as a matter of fact, but it's going to be the Tide Hunter. And with that, Akatsuki have their opening with the Tide Hunter Ravage. They have the Shadow Shaman to make sure the Serpent Wands get dropped. They have the Sand King ulti. They have the Wind Ranger just to do that minimum amount of damage, and the Gyrocopter to complete their draft. But Akatsuki is still, even though their
Council
draft
could go
is
with
good.
the Undying?
They could opt to go for the Undying, but I doubt. I think they're going into more of a 2-1-2 scenario. So they still got to pick up one more heavy duty carry for themselves. I'm hoping that they pick up the anti-mage, but it also could be a Luna. They're very well fared on the Luna. They like to play so many heroes that I could think of. Even the Meepo could be an option, but
they pick up
got to pick up the Razor. So Council looking much stronger in Akatsuki when it comes to the draft phase, because even if Akatsuki managed to do everything that they have on their plate right now, Council can still withstand that. And in the place of a Clockwork, if they had picked up something like the Abaddon, they would have had a full-fledged "we are never going to die" kind of draft. And just looking at the drafts, I feel that Council have a better setup for the game that they're going to be playing right now. But Akatsuki, if they can pull this off, which I hope they do, I think Akatsuki could take this game too. Yeah.
Well, that's it for the draft there. Let's quickly head off into the game and see what's in store for us. Vivek, Venkatraman all set to take us through the game. So over to you, gentlemen.
Hello folks and welcome back to the ESL in-depth Premiership. This is the 2018 edition. We're in the summer season phase 1. We got Akatsuki facing off versus the Council. Both teams on the bottom half of the scoreboard fighting for a slot at the LAN near Floki. Akatsuki, they're sitting at 6 points while the Council are at 3. So Akatsuki actually working with an advantage and they'll want to keep it up.
Well, we'll see if they can carry this advantage on. Speaking of drafts, let's have a talk about that. Whose draft do you seem to be favoring more at the moment?
Akatsuki's.
Yeah, I have to say the same thing. I look at the Council's lineup and the first thing I notice is the lack of lockdown. You have the Clockwork, sure you have the Rubik. That's about the only thing you have working in your favor. I mean, yeah, you can do the Skog trick, get yourself a bunch of souls, but you're still going to struggle to catch heroes, and I think that might be a problem, especially with the Enchantress. It doesn't really scale towards the mid-game in terms of the control she provides, but more in terms of damage. And if you look at the lineup of Council, they have damage. Damage is not a problem for them. Catching heroes is. So it's going to be a big problem for them to chase heroes perfectly. I think maybe that gets himself yields, drums, that kind of a move speed oriented build, so just so you can keep onto these heroes and make some quick work of them while Susmoy split pushes.
Yeah, I had a couple of things to note about the draft. Firstly, you're doing Clockwork Shadow Fiend, right? That I mean, it's something you're doing so that you secure the mid lane, and they're doing it perfectly well. They're giving Susmoy all the souls, but even then they banned out both the OD and the Viper. So they aren't sure about this. Down bottom Jin, he's got to be careful. He's put his first point into enchant, and he's gonna end up falling. August,
well,
drawing first blood there.
Yep, the Shadow Shaman hitting the gym and bashing Jin's head in. 75 base damage at level 1, that's absolutely ridiculous.
Yep.
Hopefully Ice Rock patches that. I mean, it's so ridiculous. It's literally impossible to trade against Shadow Shaman at level 1. There's no hero in the game that can trade against the Shadow Shaman. Not even the Tidehunter, not even the Viper.
Yeah, maybe Jin with the Newt can, but just by himself with the Bounty Rune, no, he can't. One thing I want to point out about the mid lane, the Council came and dropped this ward on the high ground. I think Akatsuki should have seen the Rubik plant that ward as a support. When you get your ward down first, you want to look for the other mid laner's ward and you want to get a T ward up. Another thing that I want to point out about this draft is this Tidehunter pickup. I have mixed feelings about the Tidehunter. I'm not saying it's a bad pick by any means. Just means that you're kind of reliant on your cooldowns. And you spoke of how the Council didn't have catch. What would have been an offlaner which would have pretty much accomplished the same thing that a Tidehunter accomplishes, but just would have been a lot stronger in the lane? I personally feel they could have picked up the Puck.
Yeah, well, they could have picked up the Puck for sure. But Puck is also somewhat cooldown reliant. You know what would be really good against the lineup of the Council? It'd be the Axe, because you see there's a lot of damage available on both sides. Most of the times, Enchantress is probably going to keep the Impetus on autocast. If she doesn't, then good for her. But 9 times out of 10, the Shadow Fiend gets called, he's going to die. The Razor gets called, he's going to die. Anybody gets called on the side of, Council, they're just going to die. And mid lane looks like Shadow Fiend is going to die.
The Shadow Fiend, yeah, they've got the power shot, so Smart has the Fairy Fire, but resetting the Shadow Fiend, forcing him to come back to the lane without all the souls is huge for Akatsuki.
Yeah,
Up top, they're trying to punish Axel here. They've got him with the telekinesis. The Dark Troll Summoner is there. He doesn't have the Insnare, but they've got the damage.
Yep, Council manages to find that kill. That's finding a good start there. The problem is that Dets is not actually doing well in terms of last hits. He's 4 and 3 for a safe laner, which is not that great, but
not
hopefully
ideal.
he catches up.
And the wave is pushing in for Atlas as well, so...
Oh,
I mean...
Decoy has a fairy fire. It's gonna be okay. Got triple race there almost.
I think Decoy is... I mean, his name pretty much indicates that he is the stand-in. I think he's standing in for Dreamy? No, Dreamy's playing the Sand King. Who's he standing in for? Not really sure.
Yeah, well, I don't know either, but... Either way,
But yeah.
Susmoy is still
Akatsuki.
doing somewhat well in the mid lane, has a experience advantage over Windranger despite that kill onto him. Just wanted to point that out, that's the power of the Shadow Fiend with the Cogs level 1, and now this Wildwing Gripper in the mid lane is not going to make things easier, although it is going to go down in 10 seconds, that's when the enchant expires.
He can... No, he's not going to be able to enchant it again. He's not even planning on enchanting it again.
Level 1 I have to say one thing though, it is that going into the late game, Akatsuki have to be feeling a lot more confident than the Council, because sure, the Council you have damage potential, but then you just look at the Windranger doesn't care too much about the Untouchable from the Enchantress. You also look at the heroes like the Gyrocopter and realize you have just so much AoE damage, you can just pop your BKB and not care too much about the Shadow Fiend. It's probably gonna go magical damage this game. Would be surprised if he does something else, to be honest.
Well, nice cogs coming out from Lost Rider with the Hadouken creep. They'll try and punish the Shaman. He gets knocked back by the cogs, but he's still gonna survive Dreamy with the Power Strike here. Madara even pops the Flak Cannon. Akatsuki want this, but they're going to lose the Shaman. Courtesy Jin, and that creeper face and Animal is here. The Telekinesis controlling Dreamy. Dreamy gets a one last Power Strike. They're going to find the trade. They'll find the Clockwork, but Jin gets a double.
I mean, Jin is just... Well, this is the Jin show. Finds a creep, starts killing heroes, not too surprised there.
Yeah, I think the rotation from the Rubik was risky for him to find that kill. If Animal didn't rotate, they might not have found that second kill.
Yeah, top lane, Axel having a bit of a rough time on his Tidehunter here. I wouldn't be too surprised to see if he just hits the jungle, gets a Quelling Blade. I think it'd be in his best interest to do that at the moment, because against this Razor, he's not going to be getting any creeps. Oh, bottom lane.
Not even bottom lane. Shaman
just
walking towards the rune, ends up dying, and up top seems as if Dreamy wants to punish this Razor. Animal, he's lagging behind in CS. A death on him would be costly. They're going to run him down. They don't have the gush for a bit, but the Power Strike coming off cooldown in a matter of seconds. The question is, can the Council really find a trade anywhere else? And they're not going to find too much. Dreamy,
I mean,
getting active on the sand.
Yeah, the Razor shouldn't really be dying in this matchup, to be honest. I'm surprised how that even happened.
Yeah.
Axel, sure, he has a point in Gush, but you should be zoned out to the point where he can't even come up to you in lane. Like, if he comes up, this guy should be dying. The Waterman should not survive against the Razor.
Absolutely.
Because it makes complete logical sense too. Watermelon is a 70% water. And
at mid though, they're going to try and finish the Shadow Fiend. They've got the Shackles, and this is a new and renewed Akatsuki lineup that's found its purpose in the laning phase.
Oh yeah.
And I think one of the strong suits of the Council is that they're extremely strong as far as the lanes are concerned themselves. And I mean, for now, Akatsuki, they're trading even. Dreamy, well, he went searching for that bounty rune, but won't really get access to it. Jin tries to contest Akatsuki's bounty rune.
Can I just point out that Dreamy is actually doing so much better on his Sand King than he has in any other game. 6 minutes in, he has 780 gold. And by the 14-minute mark, if he doesn't die a single time and just picks up a few bounties, he'll actually have his blink.
Yeah. Jin, I mean, he controlled the bounty runes, but he didn't bother to look at the power-up rune. I mean, when you're a support and you're usually chilling on one of these side lanes, you want to keep tabs on the power-up runes. And I don't think the Council know that there's a Sand King just chilling it mid with an Invis rune. Fortunately for Susmoy, Decoy, he's goofing up all his spells. The power shot off the mark, the shackles off the mark.
Yeah, one way to get the power shot off at the right time is to wait for the Shadow Fiend to go for a last hit and try to figure out when he's going to come in for a last hit, and then when you start to channel out the power shot and guarantee a power shot to the face. And I'm surprised that Susmoy didn't get himself a pair of raindrops. I think he might be fairing it out now. Wait, he still doesn't, so...
Has Decoy got raindrops yet?
Yeah, Decoy does need a raindrops in this matchup. I mean, any mid laner, as soon as the Shadow Fiend hits level 5s, get those damn raindrops, man. Otherwise, you're gonna be dying if you start trading right clicks with Shadow Fiend.
Akatsuki, they're prepping for the bottom lane. Lost Rider walks a bit too far ahead. The homing missile is there. August will set up with the shackles. I got the rocket barrage. This should be an easy kill for Akatsuki. And August just secures the kill.
Oh yeah. I mean, both these supports having a really good start on the side of Akatsuki and on the side of Council as well. The supports having a rather decent start. Jin, I'm not sure, man. Like, Jin is... I don't know what Jin is, to be honest. If he's a support, if he's... he's a role fluid, I guess you can say.
Yeah, he's role fluid. Whatever role he's meant to be playing this time around, he hasn't found too much success.
The Sand King is actually doing better than the offlane of Council. And Tide Hunter is actually in the bottom parts of the net worth, to be honest. 8 minutes in, has boots and Culling Blade, a couple of mangoes, that's it. I think Axel should really move on.
I think the important part is that
that
he's hit level 6 and
oh yeah, has the Ravage.
I mean, as an offlaner, you want to keep tabs on the enemy offlaners' levels as well. You have an advantage, go make use of it somewhere across the map, but he might get picked off. Now Akatsuki know that Axel is being dove upon, and yes, this is exactly what they should do. Try and turn around, try and punish this. That's has got 182 stolen damage. Decoy even comes in. Do they want the Razor or do they want the Rubik? They'll get the Shackle onto the Razor. They'll commit the Ravage. Animal barely out of range. A lot of spells being committed, but this is a death on the Razor, and I think it's completely worth it.
Oh yeah, Akatsuki perfectly realizing that this Razor has stepped a bit too far forward, TP and punish him. And that's a lot of gold going the way of August. Once again with the Shadow Shaman. And the Shadow Shaman, he's scary if he gets farmed. Oh, mid lane.
Oh yeah, a little bit of action in the bottom lane as well. There's Decoy with that focus fire. Just dancing about the mid lane. Circling around Susmoy, but being controlled by the Rubik and ultimately going down.
Oh yeah. Lost Rider has it level 6. Could heal back up with the salve and go in for the hook shot. Madara cannot survive this because he doesn't have Vaughn charges.
Yeah. But I think the supports on the side of Akatsuki have got TPs, no? August, his TP... Well, I mean, he could buy a TP if he wants to.
Yeah, but I don't think he will. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, the Shadow Shaman is a really strong split pushing force, and if you look at the side of the Council, the only hero who can really deal with the split push is the Shadow Fiend. I mean, sure, you can have Rocket Flash and D-push the lane, but it's not going to stop the Shadow Shaman from pushing the creep wave into your tower and dropping those serpent
Up top,
walls.
Axel being run down. This time, he doesn't have the Ravage, but he's okay. Down bottom though, that's where the Council look to strike. They pop a smoke, they've got Madara with the telekinesis. He's in the cogs and Madara will end up falling.
Oh,
he's got to make a slight adjustment to his items. I mean, he queued up the drums. Could go for the drums first, but he's got to recognize that he needs a force staff. Just to stay away from the clockwork, and this clockwork. Putting in some real work in there as he controls Dreamy, pushes him off the cliff, but Dreamy with the bar is going to be okay. August just securing his retreat, that Hex, and Akatsuki, they lose their gyrocopter. And this is why Floki asked if these two supports have TPs, because they've got to be able to respond and keep their cores alive. They were just chilling at mid, the Sand King got carried away, wanted to farm his blink. I don't think the death on the gyrocopter is the end of the world, but they could have prevented it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. I think Madara could also probably got himself treads over the phase boots. Helps you stay alive against the clockwork, and I think really in the first 15 minutes against the clockwork, as a gyrocopter, your intention should be to survive. Phase boots, sure, they're great for chasing and everything, but if you don't survive, you're never going to get the damage out, and 9 times out of 10, that hook shot is going to be safe for you. So the clockwork, he's going to give you the special delivery right in the face, and you better pray to God that your team helps you back around that time and you can get the counter kill on clockwork.
Madara's also got a nice little stack to clean up. They're going in actually. Quick power strike, call down committed, Lost Rider. Well, he might end up falling, but it's Dreamy who falls to the Hadouken coming up from the Satyr. And the Council, they're holding on important. They keep keeping the clockwork alive. Decoy moves in, quick hook shot onto the side. Decoy, he doesn't have the wind run. He's got to be careful. Animal walks a bit too far ahead. The Rocket Barrage doing work. August, with that one right click, will secure the kill. Decoy manages to make it out of there in the nick of time, but Susmoy with the double damage is going to clean up. August turns around, looks for the shackle, but he's going to die mid-shackle. And up top, looks like the Tide was being chased as well.
I mean, Deads is just on the side hunter's butt.
Oh, down bottom though, Sosmoy. Overstate is welcome. The Shackle will not connect, but they'll bring down Sosmoy.
Oh, that's a big kill for Decoy. He's not been doing too well in the mid lane, but he has his phase boots now, also has the focus fire. So if Shadow Fiend leaves this mid lane, this tower is certainly going to end up falling. Also the fact that Wind Ranger can now walk while moving, walk while focus firing is actually so insane because you can.
I mean, you could walk, but then
firing.
You'd not attack.
You can still attack. I mean, that's how focus fire
No,
works.
you could in the past walk as well, but you'd stop attacking.
Yeah, now you can move and attack.
Yep.
So now you can go into the trees, fire away, not much of a
Yeah,
challenge.
basically she's upgraded her motor skills. I mean, she was just daft in the past, and now she can hit and walk at the same time.
Oh yeah. Looks like she went to Dronacharya and decided to get some training from him.
Absolutely. Tier 1 archer of the world.
Yep.
Coaching Dota heroes and legends since aeons.
I'm quite convinced that the elves in Drow's Woods, where she was lost as a child, just a low lesson, were probably Dronacharya and Arjuna. Teaching Drow, Wind Ranger, all the archers of Dota to how to use their bows.
Indeed. Whiffed hook shot in the mid lane.
Oh boy.
Lost Rider needs a little bit of that training as well.
Oh yeah.
That was not even close. That was not even close.
I mean, it's okay, but still, I think, yeah, so Lost Rider is actually starting to take up the 4 role a bit more, has himself the Earth Shadows. This is something that TNC do very often with Tims and Sam H. They both like to switch around, they both like to play different roles.
Jin, he's gonna get burst on.
Yeah, he's dead.
I mean, a little too much of overcommitment, but okay, they get the kill. And Lost Rider, why is he in the lane?
And Dreamy has his blink, 14 minutes in.
Yep. Dreamy, he's got his blink. Animal, what's he stolen? He's stolen the rocket barrage.
That's actually quite useful.
Axel just chilling in the off lane. He's finding space, he's finding farm. Lost Rider is kind of neglected the farm aspect on his clockwork. And Akatsuki, they're grouping up for a tier 1 tower. They've got the Mars Serpent boards if they need them.
The Razor still hasn't moved from his lane or taken the tower, and this is a bit of a problem because as a Razor, you have the advantage against side and you push it to its fullest. You go take his tower, you go invade his jungle, but he seems to be doing none of that.
Yeah, he isn't farming too well either.
Yeah, just has a Hood of Defiance, 15 minutes in, not the best place to be in if you're the Razor. Ideally, you want to have the drums bite now along with the Hood. In most situations, especially if you're up against the Tide, but...
August on the high ground being chased, gets the D-bot, and ends up dying.
Oh yeah. Well,
Akatsuki, they've got to be careful. The hook shot is there from Lost Rider. This time it doesn't miss. The shackles. Buying time for Dreamy. Axel comes in, has the Ravage, but Animal with the stolen Hex. Buying time. Lost Rider drops the cogs. The Gush will slow him down. The Wind Ranger burning her own mana as the Council. Get themselves the kill onto the Shaman and force a rotation.
Yeah, I think the problem there was that they hook shot onto a Sand King. As a Sand King, you don't really care if you get hook shot because you can still power strike outside. And if the Clockwork cogs you and starts battery assaulting, you have the Sandstorm. And you can't hit invisible units with the battery assault. So Dreamy's gonna be just alright if he gets hook shot. I think you're better off saving the hook shot for Decoy.
Wait, you can't hit invis units with battery assault, are you sure?
Yeah, I'm 100% sure about that.
Okay.
And there's been a lot of confusion. I think you should catch up with the game of Dota today. Oh, okay, the bottom lane.
Madara ends up falling. That's the Requiem coming out from Susmoy. His Shadow Blade securing him a double kill just 16 minutes in.
Well, he's a happy Shadow Fiend.
Yeah.
Taunting away, using his Shadow Blade to get kills, and this is really the point where the Shadow Fiend starts becoming scary.
But look at this Akatsuki. They're looking for a kill. These shackles, they haven't been hitting. An Animal, he's stolen the power shot. He could look to make a flashy play. Ends up stealing the bow strike and Dreamy wants to go back in. Animal moving into the trees.
Yeah, he should just go back to base at this point. No wait, he has the Tranquil, so he's gonna region back up. Yeah, that's the right move. Top lane, that's yet to move from his lane.
Yep.
I'm surprised that this Razor is just so static and is not assisting his team in these fights.
Yeah.
As a Razor, your power spike is towards the mid game, and the early
His power spike is now.
Yep, it's now, and there's never a better time to rotate than right now. He just goes to a lane, shows up, pops his ultimate, and just starts firing away at the tower. So Smart.
Okay, so Smart walks forward. Now August does have a sentry, will not drop it. Animal and Dreamy, they've got to be careful here. Dreamy just lurking in the trees. Will Power Strike defensively to save his own life as they do sacrifice the Shadow Shaman. The Council just starting to group up. Now, Akatsuki still have the Ravage on the Tide Hunter. I'm not a fan of the Tide's itemization. He's going for a helmet, 18 minutes.
Yeah, it's not the best item to get. I mean,
but look at this, down bottom, they might find a kill. They go in, Blink, Pyro, AP. All the good stuff, and with the power shot. They're going to find themselves the Shadow Fiend. Now, Axel is here. He's chasing for more. Doesn't really have vision. Jin will move into the trees and keep out.
That's... Jin should not have made out like that. I mean, you have the Sand King with Blink and a Ravage.
That was not a good TP by the Tide as well. Because he gave up a tier 1 tower by making that move when he moved to not find anything down bottom.
Well, Dreamy is
maybe... Yeah, but these aren't good movements across the map really. Look at this. Look at this. Dreamy's gonna end up falling up top. They've got the... No mana for the telekinesis, but that has the damage.
Oh yeah. That's with the stolen damage is gonna do a lot of work.
Yeah.
Finally, this Razor actually.
And down bottom, hook shot coming out. August caught in the cogs, doesn't have a force staff, will not commit the Mars Serpent Wards. He could look for a ward trap, but he'll commit the shackles instead. Jin ends up falling further north. There's the call down as well. So Small with the Shadow Blade will manage to clean up on the Shadow Shaman and Lost Rider being chased. Requiem just to zone out Akatsuki. As it is a 1-for-1 trade in the bottom lane.
They'll keep running because they don't have Disable.
Yeah, they don't.
And this is really where you start questioning how you're supposed to itemize if you're the Shadow Fiend or the Razor. What items do I need to buy to make sure that my team has some potential to kill these heroes? We're getting away with murder every single time.
You go Skadi on the Shadow Fiend, that's the best thing I can think of.
I think the Razor can pick himself up a use, that wouldn't be too bad of an idea. Also, Lost Rider can get himself something like an Atos, to be honest. And Atos really good against the Sand King because it actually
I think
prevents him from power
Jin
striking.
could be the one building in Atos.
Yep.
Council really want to contest the stack. That's he's picked up those drums of endurance. He wants to fight with his side. Axel doesn't have the damage. I got the Hex. August walking up into the high ground, cops a fair amount of damage, falls to Susmoy and the Council. Well, they'll find themselves a couple of Granite Golems, but that's about it. There's the epicenter coming up from Dreamy. He's got the Razor, the Shackles, perfect. Both goes caught in one straight line. But Akatsuki will not pursue as their Gyrocopter is a bit too low. And once again, the Council, without any real catch, are struggling around the Ancients. A quick Power Strike catching out Animal. Animal steals the Power Strike himself, lands it onto 2. And there's the catch that we needed so badly, Floki. Animal setting up for a killing spree onto the Shadow Fiend. The hook shot, nice, but Decoy with the Force Staff keeps his distance. Animal still chasing. Only on 200 points of health. Jin though, he's the one who can run. He's committed all his drum charges. Decoy moves into the trees, but that will not keep him alive. And the Council do end up winning that engagement. I think
it's safe to say that the Council won that fight. They contested most of the stack.
You know what, Floki? We've not seen a single Mars Serpent Ward until now. I think it's okay to use it for these fights well.
I mean, sure, but the problem is at the initiation. If you just drop the wards and then there's no stun, those wards are just going to get farmed up. So as a Shadow Shaman, it's always a bit of a risk to place down these wards, especially if your team is a bit scared to go in and they're not confident in their ability to survive, or maybe the Sand King whips his Power Strike, and then your Serpent Wards really get wasted and you're on big back foot because Shadow Shaman's greatest strength is those Serpent Wards. It's a great
Axel,
spell.
up. Lost Rider. Comes the battery assault. Axel caught in the cogs will end up falling.
Yeah, so as I was saying, the Shadow Shaman's greatest strength is in his Serpent Wards. He just drops them. He's able to zone out heroes quite fairly well with the Serpent Wards, but if there are 5 enemy heroes standing there, they're just going to turn around and farm those wards if there's no follow-up.
I know, but they're in the middle of that messy fight in one concentrated part of the map with a Sand King still alive. I think you had to throw it out. I'm pretty certain that maybe if those wards were there and if you control them, he would have found the Rubik at the very least.
And another thing I want to point out is that the council, they are taking engagements that are not close to objectives. I mean, they're taking fights in the jungles, so I don't think that's the best idea. That's the best way to take fights on Dota. And Dota, ideally, you want to take fights next to structures, to areas.
So smart. He sees the Shaman. August has the Hex, looks to run. There's Decoy. Lines up the Shackle shot. He got the epicenter coming through. Animal 2-man Baru himself. There's the epicenter, catches one, but so Smite pops his BKB, looks to turn, they'll bring down the wind range of the Ravages there. Animal dropping low, but he manages to steal the anchor smash. He's still alive, and Malhar with the call down has no choice but to pop his drums and run away. Decoy, along with Shaman and Dreamy, all of them end up falling in mid, and all of this for a Jhin Enchantress.
Yeah, I mean, that was such a council favor team fight. You find Sand King, you find Wind Ranger, you also find the Shadow Shaman. The Sand King, I think he has more net worth than his own Tidehunter at this point, so that was actually a position 3 Sand King. He doesn't?
He doesn't.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think that last fight probably sent him back, but I remember that the Sand King was really close above the Tidehunter. But anyway, the council, they are now forcing a tier 2 tower, and they need to back off though. They can't stay here for long. Sand King is coming back in a few seconds, and so is Wind Ranger. I think it's in the best. Well, okay then. Looks like council, they will get away with taking the tier 2 tower.
Up top, Axel. Wait, what? Okay, so they used the telekinesis while he was using his TP scroll. Jhin unfortunately doesn't have any more drum charges, but here comes Lost Rider, has the urn. That's even coming in with the plasma field if needed.
Oh, yep. So
the Wind Ranger's starting to fall off.
Yeah, the Wind Ranger is starting to fall off in some aspects. She doesn't have a Maelstrom. Ideally at this point, you probably want to have Maelstrom plus 1 item and making progress towards a 3rd one, but Wind Ranger not had the best game. Although she is to be respected, her damage output is quite insane if allowed to dish it out. Especially when
okay.
But with Maelstrom it's decent, to be honest. Like, she can man-fight the Shadow Fiend very easily. And finally, August drops a Serpent Ward in the mid lane, but these wards are not going to do anything because the creep wave is going to clear these wards. And so is Jhin. And those were the first Serpent Wards of the game. But
August, they've got him out. Mars Serpent was even given away by August. This is costly. This is really costly for the side of Akatsuki.
I mean, Animal has a Blink Dagger.
Sorry, what has Animal picked up?
Blink Dagger.
A Blink.
Rubik.
Okay.
And now they can disrupt the Serpent Wards and do Royale. Oh, those Serpent Wards actually outside the pit.
That's tactical, Floki. You want 1 ward for vision outside the pit.
Yeah, that ward is right behind a tree, okay? It doesn't give you vision. It only
does!
Gave...
Now they know where Madara
No,
is.
Madara started attacking the ward, that's why he had vision, okay? But yeah, so small, yeah, he used to back off. Could have died to the power shot there, along with a nuke or 2 from Axel.
This is a good read coming up from Akatsuki.
Yeah,
and,
but the Serpent Wards are doing their thing.
I don't think they're going to be able to take down Roshan all by themselves. Now, Axel moves into the... He's the one giving vision. Tries to run down Deaths. August just joining his... And there's a hookshot. Lost Rider gets the fight started. Dada has the Hurricane Pike now, so the cogs won't bother him too much. And this is when the lock starts to become an issue. The epicenter coming through, but Decoy, or rather Dreamy, didn't choose to blink in. I'm not sure if his Blink Dagger was being cancelled by something. But yeah, that's the epicenter. Probably. Not doing too much, and Susma and Deaths will try and work away on Roshan. Roshan does end up dropping. Dreamy blinks in, but Susma, he's got the Aegis. Dreamy got in the cog, still alive. Some other Ravages there. Returned by Animal, turning things around. Susma finds himself a double. It's all gone horribly wrong for the side of the Akatsuki near Roshan, and they might end up losing August as well.
Yeah, August will end up falling, and Susma finds the Aegis on a Shadow Fiend.
Animal just so patient, man. Steals the Ravage.
I mean, that's
and returns the favor.
That's how Kuroki used to play on his Rubik, if you remember correctly. He used to always wait, always very patient, waiting for the RP, waiting for those big spells to pop, and only then goes in and turns things around.
And yeah, the Council... Look, the Gyrocopter, the Tide, as well as the Sand King all have buybacks, but only the Wind Ranger expended a buyback, which actually now seems kind of pointless, because if they didn't intend on buying back to defend, why buy back on one hero?
Oh yeah, I mean this... You buy back, but you don't do anything with the buyback, and that's gold down the drain. That's no buyback for another 7.5 minutes. That's also
exactly. I think these things cost you, right, when you're playing from behind. The good news for Decoy is that buybacks don't punish you as heavily as they once used to. I mean, you can see that the cost of farming up unreliable gold is no more as high as it once used to be.
But in
So
all
Decoy
honesty, there's actually no good news, to be honest, because he still bought back at the end of the day, and
yeah,
the only thing he has working for him is that he can farm now. Without
exactly. I mean, in the previous patch, that buyback would have been a lot more costlier. It's already a costly one. As long as Akatsuki don't lose a fight, and the Wind Ranger doesn't need to buy back, that buyback can slide. But if they do, it could come back to hurt them.
Oh yeah. Well, the Council are in the lead at the moment, but if they lose another team fight, which they are likely, I mean, it's always a likely possibility when you have a Tide Hunter as well as a Sand King in the enemy team. If you lose the next team fight, Akatsuki are going to get a lot of gold, and they can just swing the momentum back into their favor. You see, the Council, they need to keep the pressure up, but Akatsuki, they just need one good team fight to turn the game around. So, if Akatsuki hold on, and if they manage to find that right team fight, they can actually turn things around and possibly even take the game.
Yeah.
Always have to respect the Ravage and Sand King.
Look at Axel's net worth on the Tide Hunter.
Yeah, I have a look at it, and this is
look
what
at
I'm
Animal's net worth on the Rubik.
Oh boy, I mean, look at Jin's net worth, and look at Clockwork's net worth, man. One of them is supposed to be a support apparently, but I can't figure out who's who.
I think that's only a win for the Council. I mean, if both your 3 and 4 positions are finding farm, it's excellent.
Look at Animal's positioning.
He's got the Ravage as well. This could
be
he auto attack. He's got the auto attack enabled. They want to burst down Animal, but he gets the Ravage off. The Council, what do they want to do with this? Nets moves forward. He's going to find August. There's the hook shot from Lost Rider. Goes forward, has the cogs. There's the real Ravage coming up from Axel, but they've already lost August as well as Malhar and Susma. Cleans up on Axel. Remy with the epicenter, not doing diddly. Squad has to run back home, but the Spirit Vessel, as well as the damage from Nets, will force him to die and will force him to buy back. But Nets, with that Axe Scepter, eyes on the prize. He'll take down the melee barracks, move on to the ranged, and Akatsuki, they're going to end up tapping out.
I mean, Susmoy butterfly 30 minutes in on a Shadow Fiend. How do you really stop him from hitting away at your foes?
Yeah, I don't know. They had the better draft, but Council just outplaying them. Axel, he's got to take a look at keeping his farm going.
Yeah, he also should probably look back and see some of the decisions he made, particularly the decision to stick around against Razor in the lane. You don't want to do that as a Tide Hunter. You just want to defend your lane, make sure your tower doesn't fall, and farm the jungle in the meanwhile, and force enemies to rotate and shut you down, as it takes space away. But if you just keep dying to the Razor 1v1, or you just keep getting zoned out, you yourself don't get anything, and your team is now forced to respawn every single time the Razor dies the tower. So it puts Akatsuki in a very bad spot. So a couple of key decision-making mistakes by Akatsuki. I think that's what they're going to have to take away from this game.
Yeah. Well, Floki, he's vying for a slot on the analyst panel himself, nearly forcing himself upon Angela and Bagish. But I'm going to throw it over to the real analyst desk. Angela and Bagish, all yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back again, live with the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League. Wow, that was long. Did I forget 2018?
No, you said that.
I said that. And all of this has been brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, and Intel, and the lovely peeps of Norton Gaming and ESL India presenting it to you, which is basically me, Angela, and sometimes Gautam Workaholic Work. Because, like I said, Norton Gaming people are shy of cameras. Anything else, they'll just go head on like the Hog Rider of Clash Royale. But this is not about Clash Royale.
Yeah.
This is so much more. I was backing the Council. Angie, the battle was halfway won in the draft.
Yeah, actually the battle was won halfway in the draft, but there are a few pointers that have changed this game quite a bit. First of all, when we talk about Jin, we usually think he's a pro on the Chen, but actually he played fantastic on that Enchantress. More than anybody else in this game, I would give him the MVP because his rotations were so on point, even though he just was on the bottom lane. He made sure that he had the gyrocopter ganked not more than once, twice, but 3 times, and that is quite well played. If you talk about one support, just making sure that the carry doesn't get a lot of farm, he made sure about that. But also the same Akatsuki in the first 10 minutes of the game, beautiful rotations. I mean, from their previous games that they have been struggling so much, today it was more of a redeem point for them. They redeemed themselves completely. They made sure that even though it was just 10 minutes, there were about 22 kills on the map, and that means that all of them have rotated well. Both the supports made sure, in specific I would say both the supports including August and Dreamy, they both made sure that they kind of got the ganks off on the mid hero. The SF got ganked, they made sure that the offlane got ganked, but worked well for them. But where they started losing was when the towers started have to fall, and Akatsuki were not even able to take down one tower. And when you don't take down towers in a game like Dota 2, you don't get that much gold. And when you don't get that much gold, the net worth of your opponents goes higher and higher. And as the game proceeds, your supports become weaker and weaker. And that's basically what happened to Akatsuki. It was not like they didn't play well. They played really well. But the objective Dota was played more by the council. And another turning point in the game was this Ravage stolen by the Rubik at the Rosh pit. He made sure that that was like the nail on the coffin that needed to be put on Akatsuki. And he did beautifully. The Ravage popped. He kind of counter-ravaged that. And after that, Akatsuki knew that there was nothing more they could do to kind of win this fight for them. The SF, of course, another player who played really, really well. He got his BKB up on time. He had that Shadow Blade to make sure that, you know, he's rotating freely. And that's why Council took the game. And Akatsuki, it's not like they didn't play well. And I have to keep repeating this because they played well. It was just not enough. And being in the Masters League, you have to be more than just enough to be able to defeat good teams.
True, true. I most certainly agree with you on that point, Angie. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of today's stream. This amazing game of Dota 2 is also ended, and now we'll be back again with you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place, except unless and until you have not pressed, if you have not pressed that bell icon button or subscribe button, then you'll be left out alone in the cold without any esports to warm you up. Well, for the others, join the bandwagon, man, because you are the lovely people, because you chose to press the bell icon and the subscribe button. So my upvote to you guys. But that sums it up for today. I'm your host Wagish Gotslebhan.
And I'm Zara Angela Gonzalez.
And we'll be coming back again tomorrow. Cheers.